Our 24-hour news team to bring you the latest. Today, 95.1 FM. Whether it's happening in Port Harcourt, South, Nigeria, or around the world, we've got you covered. On air, online, delivering balanced news and unbiased analysis. Today, 95.1 FM.
This is Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. News.
Good evening, it's the World News on your premium talk radio, Today 95.1 FM Port Harcourt. I am Amaka Felix. Let's begin with the headlines. Rivers State Judiciary pledges continued collaboration with law enforcement agencies. Rivers State records average of 100 new diabetes cases each month. On the foreign scene, U.S. official faces charges for leaking Israel plan to attack Iran. Details coming up shortly. The Nigeria Customs Service has announced that it collected 5.7 trillion naira in revenue as of 12 November 2024. The Comptroller General of Customs, Adewale Adeniyi, disclosed this at the ongoing 2024 Comptroller General of Customs Conference in Abuja. Adeniyi expressed optimism about the service's capacity to achieve more for the economy. Discussing the service's strides in trade facilitation, Adeniyi noted that 6 beneficiaries of the Authorized Economic Operators Program have been carefully selected. He added that 21 requests have been processed under an advanced ruling program aimed at fostering quicker customs decision-making on import and export cargoes prior to their arrival at the ports. The Comptroller General also highlighted that the service's time release study has advanced the drive towards 24-hour cargo clearance and reduced dwell time at the ports. The chairman of the Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, IPMAN, Port Harcourt branch, Tekena Ipaki, has announced that the association has entered into an agreement with Dangote Refinery to secure direct access to petroleum products, eliminating the need for third-party intermediaries. Ipaki stated that under the deal, IPMAN members will be able to lift petroleum products directly from Dangote Refinery on a weekly basis. He also indicated that pricing for petroleum products is expected to continue declining until it stabilizes. While acknowledging the availability of products for lifting, Ipaki emphasized that IPMAN members are optimistic about continued price reductions and are fully prepared to purchase the products. Commenting on the quality of the products from Dangote Refinery, Ipaki assured that they are free from the pricing constraints traditionally imposed by Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited, NNPCL. He expressed hope that the new arrangements would help end the issue of NNPCL controlling product prices, leading to a more competitive and transparent pricing structure in the Nigerian petroleum market.
IPMAN and the Dangote Refinery have signed a deal that IPMAN will be lifting our product directly from the Dangote Refinery and not through any third party any longer. Part of this deal is that product is available for IPMAN to lift as much as 40 to 60,000 metric tons of PMS. For pricing, it's relative because it is not static. It fluctuates. It goes up, it comes down. But with what is happening and with all the positive signals, price will continue to go down until it stabilizes. There's going to be a huge difference in pricing. From this moment on, there's going to be a reduction in price until it will stabilize.
River State Governor Siminalayi Fubara has approved the creation of 2 new judicial divisions of the State High Court. In a notice dated November 8, 2024, the governor authorized the establishment of the Abua Judicial Division in Abua Odwul Local Government Area and the Bani Judicial Division in Bani Local Government Area. A statement from the Chief Registrar of the High Court, David Ihwa Maduenyi, confirmed that the approval follows a recommendation by the Chief Judge of River State, Justice Simeon Chibuzo Amadi, in accordance with Section 39, Subsection 2 of the High Court Law, Cap 62 Laws of River State 2021. The statement further noted that, according to the instrument notice, the commencement date for the 2 new judicial divisions will be December 2, 2024. With the addition of these 2 divisions, the total number of judicial divisions in the state now stands at 14. The Chief Judge of River State, Justice Simeon Chibuzo Amadi, has pledged that the judiciary under his leadership will continue to collaborate with law enforcement agencies, particularly the Nigerian police, to ensure justice is served in the state. Justice Chibuzo Amadi made the statement during a visit by the State Commissioner of Police, Mustafa Bala, and his team to the Judiciary Complex in Port Harcourt, where he advised the CP to be more selective when assigning officers to investigate cases. The Chief Judge also took the opportunity to suggest that a new Commissioner of Police assist in decongesting the correctional centers, recommending that officers avoid charging individuals for minor offenses as criminal cases, and urged that proper charges be filed for each case. Justice Chibuzo Amadi emphasized that any police officer assigned to investigate a case should have a foundational understanding of the law.
We are ever ready to cooperate with you as we have done with your predecessors in office. The judiciary, we have always had very cordial relationship with the River State Police Command. So we've always been working hand in hand with the police to see that justice done and the rate of crime reduced. There's one issue that has really affected the congestion in our correctional centers. This issue of mass arrests and autism. We are bent on reducing the number of those awaiting trial at the correctional center.
On his part, CP Bala informed the Chief Judge and his team that the purpose of his visit was to seek collaboration and synergy with the judiciary to ensure justice is upheld in all matters.
The purpose of my visit to seek for your blessing, to seek for your engagement, to seek for collaboration and synergy, so that with this we can ensure justice in order to succeed. God's blessing our peacemakers. We want to make peace in River State, and we cannot ensure that peace without blessing. Whoever is critical in the society, particularly the judiciary, we need to partner with that critical institution for blessing and effective service delivery. One of my cardinal principles is to ensure justice is not only be done, they seem to have been done beyond the eyes of a common man, even though I'm not a judge.
Today FM's Uchendu Ejowo reports that senior police officers, judges, magistrates and other members of the judiciary management team were present at the meeting and shared insights on how to further promote justice in the state. The River State government, which is prosecuting 4 suspected notorious cultists linked to the murder of a pharmacist identified as Moina Lo Sunday from Zakpo community in Kana local government area of the state, will, on the 20th of November 2024, conclude its defense against the defendants. The defendants, Confidence Kirini, popularly called General Ila, Precious Mona, Loveday Lega, and Sonia Barry Saga, who are facing 5 counts of murder, cultism, kidnapping, and possession of illegal firearms, may possibly open their defense on the same adjourned date. The matter, which was supposed to resume for conclusion of prosecution witnesses today, could not go on due to a meeting of all the judges with the Commissioner of Police, who was on a visit with his team. The 4 defendants, led by General Ila, are alleged to have kidnapped Sunday, cut off his head, his private part, and intestines in Zakpo community in Kana local government area of River State. An incident which happened after the criminal collected 10,000 naira ransom. The investigative police officer who investigated the alleged murder of the deceased, Inspector Stephen Ntibo Way, had also told the court that late Sunday was the sixth person allegedly murdered by General Ila and members of his cult gang in the community. The investigative police officer had also revealed that the decomposing headless body of late Sunday was recovered inside a pit in a forest in Zakpo community and taken to Bury police station, and later was led by late Bako Angbashim for a burial in Zakpo, following the custom and tradition of the people. Barely a week after a crisis erupted in Obele community, Emoa local government area of River State, resulting in the loss of lives and property, efforts are underway to restore peace and security to the area. The chairman of Emoha local government area, David Domeriji, has established a peace and security committee chaired by His Royal Highness Eze Wabara Peter, the paramount ruler of Ilelia Limini, to address the ongoing issues in Obele. In a statement, the committee emphasized its role as a fact-finding body tasked with resolving the crisis in Obele, as it reassured the people that they are welcome to report any relevant information that could help in the resolution of the conflict. Following the inauguration of the committee, several individuals have been invited to appear before it on Friday, November 15, 2024, at the Rimuji police station, the venue for the committee's hearings. Those invited include Chigozie Walker, Ovunda Obodo, Uche Amadi, Nyebuchi Amadi, Nyeke Chukunoye, Dennis Amadi, and Chinanum Eleonu. In a statement by the chairman, Eze Peter, a retired commissioner of police, directed that all factions involved in the crisis cease hostilities immediately. He also warned that any individual or groups who engage in criminal activities henceforth will be declared wanted. The statement further quoted the chairman urging those who had fled Obele to return to their homes and resume their lawful activities. You're listening to the World News on Today 95.1 FM, Voice of the People. After the break, more news, foreign and sports stories. Do stay with us.
Every day, every hour, when the big stories break, depend on our 24-hour news team to bring you the latest. Today, 95.1 FM.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. The chairman of Ahoda West local government area, Iyeko Ikporu, has expressed deep appreciation to Governor Siminalayi Fubara for his visionary leadership and commitment to good governance, which he said has spurred positive developments across Ahoda West. Ikporu also acknowledged the support of the Chief of Staff to the Governor, Edison Ehie, and the leader of the 10th River State House of Assembly, recognizing their efforts in benefiting the people of Ahoda West. Speaking during a courtesy visit by traditional leaders in Ahoda West local government area, Ikporu emphasized the critical role monarchs play in guiding the community's growth and fostering unity, reiterating his commitment to engaging them regularly as valued partners in advancing development across the local government area. In turn, the traditional leaders of Ahoda West LGA expressed gratitude to Governor Fubara and Chairman Ikporu for their intervention in addressing the devastating floods that have affected the area. After meeting with the council chairman, His Royal Majesty Eze Augustine Opokiri, Eze Igbo IV, and His Royal Majesty Eze Moore McLean commended Governor Fubara for supporting Ikporu's election as council chairman, describing it as a wise decision.
We thank the governor of Rivers State who had chosen him to come and serve the good people of Ahoda West. The governor had made a nice and good choice for the people of Ahoda West local government area. And we also thank the governor for what he's doing in the state, and thank government, first Ahoda West local government, the way they have assisted our people, and also thank the state government. We are also aware that they say NEMA has also come to give an assistance. We are still praying that they should help us. The flood issue had been a permanent suffering for the people of Ahoda West local government.
Eze Opokiri and Eze McLean added that traditional leaders are working closely with the LGA chairman to ensure security in Ahoda West.
By the grace of God, we are now collaborating with the chairman to see how Ahoda West can be secured. And it is our prayer that God should help us so that Ahoda West can be secured.
Once the boys know their terrain, the Ibudia use Ibudia terrain, the Ubia use no Ubia terrain, the Ngene use no Ngene terrain. And when these areas are set up, there will be peace. Everything called insecurity will not be there in the Ahoda West again. So I believe that with the advice we give to the chairman, going to work on it, and it's going to be true.
The delegation included His Royal Majesty Eze Joshua Iba Eze Igbuduya II, His Royal Majesty Eze More McLean Obo Okilomibe III of Ngeni Kingdom, and His Royal Majesty Eze Augustine Opokiri Eze Igbubi IV. The Divisional Police Officer, DPO of Ahoda West Police Division, was also present at the meeting, reaffirming the importance of collaboration between local authorities and traditional leaders to ensure the safety and well-being of the community. Meanwhile, the chairman of Ahoda West local government area, Iyekor Ikporo, has dissolved the Ubie Youth 2024 Electoral Committee with immediate effect. In a statement issued by the Chief Press Secretary to the Ahoda West LGA, Esedi David, the decision was made to ensure transparency and accountability in the management of youth affairs and electoral processes within the area. Ikporo further instructed that all funds collected for election forms be promptly refunded to the respective applicants. In addition, the chairman has imposed an embargo on all youth-related meetings across the autonomous communities, particularly those concerning the Ubie 2024 elections, in order to maintain order and protect the integrity of youth engagements within the community. Reaffirming his commitment to fairness and inclusivity, Ikporo assured the public that all necessary steps will be taken to safeguard the interests of the General Ubie Youth Body. The Bishop of Eche Diocese of Anglican Communion, Reverend Precious Okechukwunwala, has called on Christians to look up to God as the only hope to go through the journey of life. Reverend Okechukwunwala made the call at an annual Thanksgiving church service in honor of Professor Samuel Amele and his family, held at Christ the King Anglican Church, Chapel of Transfiguration, Ojia, Ozuzuni, Che, local government area of River State. The Eche Anglican cleric noted that Professor Amele, who is an evangelist by calling, used his Help and Testimonies ministry, a non-denominational outreach, to assist many Eche people overcome their financial challenges, including counseling to enable them have clear direction to achieve their vision. He, however, commended Professor Amele and his family for doing the work of God and sustaining the annual crusade of his ministry for the past 17 years, and urged Eche's sons and daughters to emulate him and stop wasting their resources on frivolities. In his remarks, Professor Amele, who is also a philosophy of education lecturer at the Ignatius Ajuri University of Education, observed that worldly materials do not move him. Rather, things of God have always been his primary focus in life.
If you are focused in the Lord, He will reveal to you what to do. If this assignment were to be worldly assignment, I'll be drawn by worldly attention. The whole thing will be diverted. So when I see others who are prospering in their material way, I will try to go. Then another person, before you know it, they show you another wrong way to prosper. But I'm focused on the Lord. He gives me the strength. He gives me the guide. So every year I try to do better. I must wait until God gives me thing for the year. I don't choose Him, which is very central in another thanksgiving. Money, I have no other vision than to see that I do the will of God. I thank God that I know why He called me, why He created me. I pray every day that He should guide me to tell me how to do it and fulfill that purpose. I don't want to die without fulfillment.
Today FM's Magnus Wanwa reports that Professor Amele later inaugurated the Council of Ministers of God at the permanent site of Christian Village Reception Ground, Umwamu. The event, which featured empowerment program and lots of free gift items stocked in what they described as Master Jesus Supermarket, had as its theme the battle as the Lord's battle, taken from the book of 2 Chronicles 20, verse 15. The Vice-Chancellor of River State University, Professor Nlerum Okobuli, says the institution will continue to partner with government and industries to achieve more sustainable socio-economic growth and development of wider society. Professor Okobuli said this at the fourth public lecture titled The Town and Gown in Sync, Transforming That Nation, delivered by guest lecturer Babs Omotowa at the Senate chambers of the university. He noted that the university has a lot to benefit from the wealth of experience of the guest lecturer who has ventured into public and private sectors of the economy.
It is designed to manifest the relationship that exists between the university and the industry. What is happening today is an indication of our recognition of the importance of the triple helix model of development, where the universities are expected to interact with industry and also interact with government. Today, the interaction is with somebody who has been in the industry, and from his wealth of experience, definitely we are going to benefit and see how we can move this university forward.
Today FM's Magnus Wanwa reports that the event was attended by former Governor of River State, Celestino Mejia, Senator Andrew Uchendu, amongst other technocrats. Wigwe University is set to hold its first matriculation ceremony on Thursday, November 14, 2024, marking a historic milestone for the institution. The event will take place at the Herbert Wigwe Auditorium on the university's campus in Ishopo, Ikuru Local Government Area, River State, at 9 a.m. Around 120 pioneering students will be officially inducted into the university, symbolizing the start of a new era for this emerging tertiary institution in Africa. As the inaugural matriculating class, these students will play a key role in upholding Wigwe University's mission to train the next generation of fearless, innovative, and visionary leaders on the continent. According to a statement from the chairman of the Matriculation Ceremony Committee, Sam Dede, the event will feature a keynote address by the Emir of Kano, His Highness Khalifa Muhammadu Sanusi II. River State Governor Siminalayi Fubara will be the special guest of honor, and other distinguished guests from across the state and beyond are expected to attend to celebrate this landmark occasion. For more details, the public is encouraged to visit www.wigweuniversity.edu.ng. On the foreign scene now, a U.S. government official has been charged for allegedly leaking classified documents appearing to show Israeli plans for a retaliatory attack on Iran. Israel carried out airstrikes on Iran in October, targeting military sites in several regions in response to the barrage of missiles launched by Tehran weeks earlier. Leaked classified documents are said to have contained the U.S.'s assessment of the plans ahead of the attack, as well as the movements of Israeli military assets in preparation. The official, Asif Rahman, was arrested in Cambodia and brought to federal court in Guam to face charges, according to the indictment seen by U.S. media. Rahman worked for the CIA abroad and held a top-secret security clearance. He was due to appear in court, charged with 2 counts of willfully transmitting classified information. To end the news, here's a summary of the major stories. The River State Judiciary has pledged continued collaboration with law enforcement agencies in the state. On the foreign scene, we told you that a U.S. official is facing charges for leaking Israel's plan to attack Iran. Ifunanya Obema Ndukwe edited the news. For comments and inquiries, please call 0818-389-2850 or send your emails to news@todayfmlive.com. You can also read our stories on www.todayfmlive.com. I am Amaka Felix. Thank you for listening.
Today's news, today's entertainment, today's sports, today's issues. Today on Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
Want to know what's happening? Get latest information in sports, politics, lifestyle, you name it. The frequency of choice. Today 95.1 FM. Today 95.1 FM. We serve you the latest updates on everything. Today 95.1 FM. We are the voice of the people.
Red is passion. Pink is for unconditional love. Blue is for loyalty. While black is secretive and mysterious. Baby, tonight, let's talk about love. The passion, the bliss, the betrayal, and everything in between. On Lovey Dovey. Mondays to Thursdays from 11 p.m. beneath the night sky with D. Amaka Felix on Today 95.1 FM.
Talk radio. I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
Bunkering is a legal act of smuggling crude oil from pipelines and storage facilities, which poses significant dangers to Nigerian society. This activity has different consequences that affect various aspects of the nation's well-being, and it has consequences such as untimely death, environmental devastation. It fuels insecurity. It also damages our infrastructure, and it also damages our international prestige. You might say, how do we make a living if we stop this illegal activity? Well, as a young individual, you can channel your energy into positive endeavors that can help you generate income and create an adequate future for yourself. These are some ideas to help you generate income. You can go into starting a business. You can also acquire digital skills or gain agricultural knowledge or engage in farming. You can also acquire art and creativity. You talk about technology and innovation. Then, skills and vocational training. Please note that success often requires dedication, consistency, and continuous learning. This message is brought to you by your premium talk radio, Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
Maybe home is somebody's smile when they look at you for the first time. Maybe home is being a home to something you love and adore with all your heart, and that is what life, friendship, and love are all about. Maybe home is listening to all of your favorite shows on Today 95.1 FM. We create memories. We inspire comfort. We are the voice of the people, and we are home away from home.
It's a triple experience on this frequency. Talk, news, and sports. Right here, every day on Today 95.1 FM. The voice of the people.
Don't get it mixed up. You are listening to Today 95.1 FM, your premium talk, news, and sports station in Port Harcourt. We are the voice of the people.
This is Today 95.1 FM Port Harcourt, the voice of the people. It is time again for a rundown of the foreign news stories that made the headlines on the world today. I am Amaka Felix. In the headlines, UK and Sierra Leone announced plans to propose new resolution to end hostilities. UN calls for end of weapons supplies to Sudan's warring parties. US President-elect selects Elon Musk to lead Government Efficiency Department. Details coming up shortly. A non-governmental organization under the aegis of Save the Children has disclosed that the new and aggressive strain of the potentially deadly Mpox virus is spreading rapidly among children in the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, and Burundi. The NGO stated that the cases have doubled since a public health emergency was declared in mid-August. The fast-moving clade 1B strain has disproportionately affected children in the DRC, the epicenter of the outbreak, and in Burundi, where they face severe health risks due to hunger, displacement, and limited health care. These two countries account for 92% of all Mpox cases in Africa this year. As of 3rd November, cases among children in the DRC had increased by over 130%, from about 11,300 suspected cases to 25,600, while in Burundi, Mpox has risen from 89 confirmed child cases to around 1,100. A new resolution calling for a ceasefire will soon be tabled to the UN Security Council due to the continuous fight in Sudan. Council members are currently negotiating a draft resolution proposed by the UK and Sierra Leone. Following initial deliberations with the Council's permanent members, the UK circulated the zero draft to all Council members on 8th November. The draft notably calls for the Edrei border crossing with Chad to remain open for aid deliveries. It will also demand that the Rapid Support Forces immediately hold its offensives throughout Sudan and that the warring parties immediately cease hostilities. Still in Sudan, the United Nations has said continued weapons supplies to Sudan's warring military and paramilitary forces are enabling the slaughter. The UN Under-Secretary General for Political and Peace-Building Affairs, Rosemary DiCarlo, told the UN Security Council that both the Sudanese Armed Forces, SAF, and the Paramilitary Rapid Support Forces, RSF, are escalating their military operations and recruiting new fighters fueled by considerable external support and a steady flow of arms. She said the action must stop as she expressed worries that civilians are bearing the brunt of the conflict. South African soccer chief Danny Jordan, who helped bring the first ever FIFA World Cup tournament to Africa, has been arrested on fraud and theft charges. Jordan is accused of using about $72,370 of South African Football Association funds to hire a PR firm and a private security company for his personal benefit. Jordan is president of the association and led the country's World Cup bid committee, which secured the rights to host one of the biggest sporting events in South Africa in 2010. Police spokesperson Katlego Mogale said his arrest followed a raid by the country's Special Investigating Unit at the offices of SAFA in March, where an assortment of electronic gadgets and files were seized for further investigation. Police disclosed that Jordan was arrested with one other official and the businessman, adding that they are expected to appear in the Palm Ridge Magistrates Court. The European Union has announced it will not renew its fishing agreement with Senegal, citing concerns over the country's efforts to curb illegal fishing. The EU delegation in Senegal confirmed the decision, where it highlighted concerns over monitoring and control of both Senegalese and foreign vessels, especially those operating from Dakar's port. You may wish to know that Senegal had been flagged by the EU earlier this year as a non-cooperating country in the fight against illegal fishing, with European officials pointing to inadequate monitoring and surveillance systems. Without a renewed agreement, European vessels will be required to exit Senegalese waters when the deal expires on Sunday, halting financial contributions to Senegal under this pact. The current agreement, signed in 2019, has faced criticism in Senegal due to concerns about overfishing and the depletion of local fish stocks. Mauritius opposition coalition led by former Prime Minister Navin Chandra Ramgoolam has clinched victory in the recent parliamentary election. The son of the first Prime Minister of Mauritius, Ramgoolam, has held the role on previous occasions from 1995 to 2000 and from 2005 to 2015. Ramgoolam told reporters that he would work to put an end to the rising cost of living for the population by better monitoring the value of the rupee. He also promised to lift value-added tax on basic commodities and vanquishing nepotism, corruption and repression. According to the final results, the coalition secured 60 of the 62 seats. Away from Africa to the rest of the world, United States President-elect Donald Trump has announced that Elon Musk and former Republican presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy will lead the new Department of Government Efficiency, a non-government agency focused on cutting federal waste and streamlining operations. He said Musk and Ramaswamy will collaborate with the Office of Management and Budget to drive reforms and bring an entrepreneurial approach to government. Musk, who has promoted the agency nicknamed Doge after Dogecoin, plans to document all actions publicly for transparency, including a leaderboard to highlight inefficient spending of tax dollars. Ramaswamy expressed his commitment to the initiative on social media. Since they are not government employees, Musk and Ramaswamy are exempt from federal disclosure requirements and aim to complete their work by July 4, 2026. The Pentagon has confirmed that U.S. warships came under sustained missile and drone attack from Houthi fighters as they sailed off the coast of Yemen, with the armed group claiming it attacked the U.S. aircraft carrier Abraham Lincoln and 2 U.S. destroyers. Pentagon spokesperson Air Force Major General Patrick Ryder said the United States military's Central Command CENTCOM forces successfully repelled multiple Iranian-backed Houthi attacks during a transit of the Bab al-Mandeb Strait, which connects the Red Sea to the Gulf of Aden. Ryder told reporters at a news conference that 2 U.S. guided missile destroyers, the USS Stockdale and USS Esperance, were attacked by at least 8 one-way attack drones, 5 anti-ships ballistic missiles, and 3 anti-ship cruise missiles. He said all the Houthi drones and missiles were successfully engaged and defeated, arguing that neither of the U.S. Navy ships were damaged or personnel hurt. Ryder added that he was not aware of any attacks against the aircraft carrier USS Abraham Lincoln. Recall that yesterday, Houthi fighters announced that they had carried out 2 specific military operations against the U.S. Navy in an assault lasting 8 hours. A European Union court has ruled that Ukraine cannot trademark a profane phrase directed by border guard troops at a Russian warship in the early days of Moscow's invasion. The European Union's General Court said that the phrase Russian warship go yourself cannot be trademarked on European territory because it is a political slogan. In response to threats issued by the ship, the words have become a sign of defiance and unity for Ukrainians during the war and have featured on a variety of merchandise. The court, in a statement, said the phrase in question has been used very intensively in a non-commercial context, linked to Russia's attacks on Ukraine. The judge added that it will therefore not be perceived by the relevant public as an indication of the commercial origin of the goods and services which it designates. Several international airlines have cancelled flights to and from Indonesia's tourist island of Bali as an ongoing volcanic eruption left travelers stranded at airports. Indonesia's Mount Lewotobi Laki-Laki volcano on the remote island of Flores in East Nusa Tenggara province spewed towering columns of hot ash high into the air since its initial huge eruption on November 4, killing 9 people and injuring dozens of others. The Center for Volcanology and Geological Disaster Mitigation said the 1,584-meter volcano shot up ash at least 17 times yesterday, with the largest column recorded at 9 kilometers high. Authorities expanded the danger zone to 9 kilometers as volcanic materials, including smoldering rocks, lava, and hot, thumb-sized fragments of gravel and ash were thrown up to 8 kilometers from the crater on Friday. Airport General Manager Ahmad Siagu Shahab said the activity at the volcano has disturbed flights at Bali's Wan Gusti Ngurah Rai International Airport, stressing that over the past 3 days, 46 flights, including 30 scheduled to depart and 16 due to arrive, were affected. Shahab said that at least 12 domestic flights and 12 overseas and 22 overseas were cancelled. That story from Indonesia concludes the next edition of The World Today, as produced by Sandra Kenneth of the News Department. But before we go, here is a summary of the stories that made the headline. We told you that the United Kingdom and Sierra Leone have announced plans to propose new resolution to end hostilities in Sudan. You heard that the United Nations has called for an end to weapons supplies to Sudan's warring parties. We also told you that the United States President-elect has selected Elon Musk to lead Government Efficiency Department. Till same time tomorrow, to have a lovely evening and thank you for listening.
What do you love listening to? What's your style? What's your choice? What do you yearn for? So we've got great talk, amazing conversations, entertainment, sports, and lifestyle. So tune in to Today 95.1 FM Port Harcourt, because we are the voice of the people. The voice of the people.
Red is passion. Pink is for unconditional love. Blue is for loyalty. While black is secretive and mysterious.
Baby, tonight,
Let's talk about love. The passion, the bliss, the betrayal, and everything in between. On Lovey Dovey, Mondays to Thursdays from 11 p.m. beneath the night sky with D. Amaka Felix on Today 95.1 FM.
City of Port Harcourt, Nigeria. This is Today 95.1 FM.
It's Wednesday, the 13th of November. First, we go to Azerbaijan. It's not a country we normally go to, but if it's November, it must be COP, the Conference of the Parties, which is the decision-making body of the United Nations on climate change. It meets every year in a different part of the world to discuss collective action to stave off further damage by climate change. There have been several in Africa: Nairobi in 2005, Durban in 2011, Marrakech in 2016, and Sharm el-Sheikh in Egypt in 2022. This year, it's happening in Baku in Azerbaijan. Last year, it was held in Dubai. Next year, it will be in Belém in Brazil. The big conversation this year is all about the dollar bill. The money needed to fund the changes countries need to make to try and limit the damage caused by catastrophic changes in the climate. Those changes are caused by damaging carbon emissions, pollution, habitat loss, and many other factors. The poorest countries in the world do the least damage, but suffer the most loss. But no one is exempt from the effects. Everyone needs to do their bit, and that's where the money comes in. So this COP is being called the Money COP, and the money is to be funneled into projects via the Loss and Damage Fund, which was established last year. The man in charge of it is Ibrahima Sheikh Dion. He hasn't been in the job for very long, but Waiga Mwaura from Focus TV had a chance to talk to him about what's in his inbox. Waiga downloaded some of that interview into this conversation with me. So, did you get a sense of the status of the fund?
Unfortunately, and not entirely, I did not get a full sense of the status of the fund, and I'll tell you why. So what I understood was the executive director outlined pledges that have been made, how hard stakeholders are working to follow up on these pledges of about $700 million, that a board has been set up, a host country, the Philippines, is where the operations will be coming from. But as to how much money is actually in the bank as a result of these pledges, and by extension, when vulnerable countries impacted by climate change could expect to start receiving some of these funds, that the executive director remained very cagey about. And it does feel like a lot more should have been done. 2 years ago, the decision was made to actually establish this fund and operationalize it. It took a whole year before the pledges started coming in. So at the last COP in Dubai, the EU, the UK, others announced contributions to about $400 million. That's now risen to $700 million. But after that, it's unclear if any of these countries have met these pledges. So when I had a conversation with the man in charge, Ibrahima Sheikh Diong, he's just been in office for less than a month. And I spoke to him yesterday. This is what he told me about his in-trade.
Now, what I found is that there is a sense of urgency. There is a sense of rapid response so we can support countries. There is a sense of raising more resources so we can actually meet the demand. But more importantly, there is a sense of ambition and desire to make sure we can begin to support the most vulnerable in the developing countries. And that's basically what drives the process right now since I came on board.
Well, you say that you found a sense of urgency awaiting you, but if you look at media reports for the last couple of months, I think the expectation had been different since the fund was established in Dubai, and there are some countries that have raised concerns about the pace at which the fund is being rolled out. I want to understand from you, have the funds not been forthcoming? Is that what you found? Are you able to just give us a sense of where we are with the fund?
You can understand, in Dubai, the promise was made to operationalize the fund, and that operationalization takes different steps. I'm sure by now, you certainly know that progress we made, first of all, in having a board, because the board and the fund make the decision about the allocation of the funding, but also the funding decision, and that was extremely critical. The other part that was equally important is our pledges.
Well, before we move on, how much of the $700 million have you received?
In the business of pledges, first of all, the pledges were made, but what's important here in Baku, all the likely pledge actually have confirmed the pledges, and that's very important for us, at least to make sure that we still have the same commitment we had from Dubai. Now, as the executive director, one of my priorities is to lead a fundraising drive so we can get actually more resources coming from different sources.
I don't mean to badger you, executive director, but any figure you can give us of how much you've received so far from an accountability perspective?
Again, we got $700 million that's been pledged. New pledges came up. Out of those $700 million, yes. As I said, as of today, there's a process is ongoing, and
so how much
leave it like that.
How much of the pledges have actually been received?
Well, how much of the pledge again?
Of the $700
million. Mm-hmm. But they've been confirmed by those who pledged them in Dubai. And again, we got some new pledges that actually came up here. And the idea is then, as we actually go through the process of converting those pledges into actual funding, obviously we're not stopping that. We're looking into the access modalities so that we will at least begin to at least get this resource out of the way to where it's like needed so we can begin to be impactful.
Mr. Jong is in a difficult position, isn't he, Wahiga? Because this requires a lot of diplomacy, it requires a lot of cajoling, it requires a lot of patience. It does appear that there are plenty of pledges, but probably not the money itself. So how can Mr. Jong and the fund make countries that have made those pledges pay up? Is there a mechanism for that?
You're right. He is in a difficult position, and he's on the job. This COP conference has come up a very, prime time, to really push the fund forward. But you're also right in that if you read between the lines of his statement, the money isn't flowing in as expected or actually hasn't come in at all. So, I did ask him that question as well. How will the fund make countries pay up? Because the nature of any fundraising efforts, without suitable motivation or penalties, few of the countries will actually meet their pledges. Now, he told me that there isn't a mechanism yet for this. It's a work in progress, and this is how he explained it.
The board will be meeting next month in the Philippines. All the discussion that we are having right now with regard to the access modalities and all the other issues that are important to the fund will be certainly on the table. And I look forward to the guidance and the leadership of the board when we cross that bridge.
Well, just remind us how much exactly is needed by developing countries in order to adapt to the effects of climate change, and where the rich countries, and we put that in inverted commas because everybody's being affected by climate change right now, and other donors actually understand the urgency here.
Well, Lori, let me give you some of the numbers that are out there in public. The experts estimate that $30 to $50 billion is needed per year for sub-Saharan Africa alone. This is to fund climate adaptation. And remember, this fund isn't just targeting Africa alone. There are vulnerable countries in other parts of the world, in the Caribbean, in Asia, etc. So, just think of this as a figure that we're working with, but it could be a lot bigger. $700 million is what has been pledged, but developing countries say $400 billion, capital B, is what is needed for loss and damage by 2030.
That was Waiga Mwaura talking to me about Ibrahima Sheikh Jong, the man in charge of the Loss and Damage Fund. We are in Sudan now because the United Nations Security Council has sent an expert panel there to investigate alleged war crimes committed by one of the parties to the conflict, the Rapid Support Forces. They'll be looking at killings and attacks committed in Darfur. The area, though, is no stranger to the viciousness of conflict. Back in the early 2000s, the very same Rapid Support Forces, then known as the Janjaweed, were accused of genocide. The generals responsible for those crimes are being sought by the International Criminal Court. At the time, the RSF was operating under the auspices of the Sudan Armed Forces, the very army they are now fighting. Upwards of 15,000 civilians are said to have been killed in this conflict. Thousands of women have been raped, and millions of other people have been displaced. Some are on the brink of starvation because they can't grow food, and humanitarian aid can't reach them. The thing is, the United Nations panel has been invited in by the Sudan Armed Forces, which is the de facto authority in the country. The panel will investigate charges of war crimes committed by the RSF. But the Sudan Armed Forces are themselves being accused of committing war crimes. So, how does this actually work? We turn to Mukesh Kapila, a former United Nations coordinator for Sudan and part of the team that investigated the genocide claims in Darfur more than 20 years ago.
The UN team has been mandated by the Security Council to investigate the allegations and claims of war crimes and other crimes against humanity and atrocities that have been committed in particularly Darfur.
Is that quite a high bar to establish whether they were war crimes and atrocities?
In a legal criminal sense, yes. We know what is going on in Sudan and including Darfur, and we have testimonies from many survivors. However, in order to take this forward in some judicial forum, like the International Criminal Court, you've got to establish, like with any other crime, when was a crime committed, who committed it, and exactly what's the evidence for the crime having been committed at that particular time. So this is not just confirming broad allegations, but really finding evidence that is going to take us closer to justice and accountability.
And so you'd be looking at specific incidents as well, rather than just this has been happening for the last year and a half or so.
That's right. So normally the evidence collectors would be following up particular reported incidents and trying to geolocate them, trying to define the population that were affected and the perpetrators that were involved, and take evidence and statements from witnesses to those crimes to ascertain their veracity and validity, so to build up the dossier for these war crimes.
Are they going to be able to go into Sudan, interview people directly, and how will they get access? Because we're talking about an active war zone.
The key problem is really what access they're going to get, and we don't know that yet. All we know is that they've arrived in Port Sudan, where they've received some briefings from SAF, the Sudan Armed Forces side. This is the side of the conflict that is in an authoritative position. Now, how this panel is allowed to actually get to the places where these atrocities are most frequent and deep, like in Darfur region itself, is an open question. I very much hope they'll be able to get there.
This mission is investigating war crimes by the Rapid Support Forces, but the Sudanese Armed Forces, which, as you've pointed out, is the de facto authority in Sudan, has also been accused of committing similar crimes in the conflict, and they are the ones that control access right now of the panel to get in and out of Sudan. Why is the mandate so specific? Why doesn't it involve the Sudan Armed Forces as well?
In order for the panel or any group of outsiders to come into the country, you need the consent of whoever is in a position to give that consent. In this case, it happens to be SAF side. And in order for them to actually even get to the stage to be allowed into the country, clearly some compromises had to be done in New York, that they were only going to investigate the other side, i.e. the RSF. So we will get a one-sided and a partial view, but still that view is worth having, even I think it is not the complete picture.
I suppose some people will get justice, but others won't, and that is justice denied, isn't it?
Let's hope that some justice is delivered. I mean, just because we have a fact-finding panel doesn't mean to say that the results of the inquiry, even if it is on one side of the fighting, is going to actually go anywhere, because it will have to go back to Security Council. They will have to make their own judgment on what the findings are, and on the basis of that, they will have then to decide what to do with it. The only thing the Security Council can do is what happened when I was the UN chief all those years ago, and the first Darfur genocide unfolded. We were able to get a Security Council resolution that allowed referral to the International Criminal Court. Today, because the Security Council is somewhat paralyzed, there's a long, long road ahead before the results of this panel can actually be turned into a resolution of the Security Council and a referral to the Criminal Court. And then the Criminal Court has to act, verify the evidence, collect its own evidence, because a U.S. Security Council panel is not the same thing as a criminal court investigation. They will accept it as prima facie evidence, but they will have to do their own investigations. And some of this can take years, if not decades.
Just listening to you say how this process unfolds and how captured it is by geopolitical forces at the United Nations, and not forgetting that the Sudanese armed forces were allies and supporters and enablers of the rapid support forces in Darfur. It just seems that impunity wins, power wins, and that, there's this very careful dance around the issue. It's almost as if people need to be seen to be doing something rather than actually doing something. Is that unfair?
No, it's not unfair. It's a description of the reality that we see in the world today. Not just in Sudan, we also see that in many other conflicts around the world. We see that in the situation in Palestine, for example, and we have these debates going on at the moment on the war in Ukraine as well.
Mukesh Kapila, United Nations former coordinator for Sudan. Now, as if the people of northwestern Nigeria don't have enough to deal with after years of facing an onslaught by Boko Haram and dealing with bandits that steal their cattle, there is now a new threat emerging, yet another Islamist insurgency. It's not entirely new. Dr. Bulama Bukati is a senior analyst on sub-Saharan Africa and the Sahel, and he's been telling me that the organization first emerged before the pandemic and adopted a softly approach, helping the community deal with armed bandits and so on. And then things changed. A military coup in Niger emboldened them, and now they are menacing the people in the northwest, especially in Kebbi and Sokoto states. Dr. Bukati began our conversation by telling me more about Lakurawa. How does it differ from other groups that have been operating in northern Nigeria, and who are they?
So it's a new violent extremist group that is espousing an extremist Islamist interpretation. They started entering Nigeria illegally around 2016-2017, but they would always only stay in Nigeria sporadically for a few months and then return to the Nigerian side of the border. And the information I'm getting so far indicates that they are parts of the groups that are fighting in the Sahel, likely an affiliate of Al-Qaeda or ISIS. They move to Nigeria when there is military pressure in the Sahel in order to regroup and recuperate and then return to the Sahel.
They seem to be coming from Niger, and when there's military pressure on the other side of the border, they move across to Nigeria. But I thought that those parts of the world were, very porous and people could fit on either side of any border because those borders are meaningless.
That's broadly correct if you are talking about the immediate border communities. But in this case, we are talking about people who are in the Sahel, and the Sahel doesn't border northwestern Nigeria directly. And so they are moving from the Sahel to northwestern Nigeria, and so even the Nigerian part of the border is foreign to them. In addition to that, they are languages that are not found in Nigeria, like the Berber ethnic group that are called Buzaye in the local language, or you could call them the Tuareg. They are Arabs, or white Arabs, or fair-skinned Arabs who are known to be natives of northwestern Nigeria. They speak Arabic, French, and they speak the Tuareg language.
They're also replacing key personnel, leaders and so on, are they?
Yes, they are. And when the relationship started initially, you could say it was smooth. But I think it was only smooth because the Nigeria police force said they were not a threat. Because in 2018, the communities reported to the police, and this is public information reported by major Nigerian newspapers, that there are new foreign-looking people speaking a foreign language carrying arms around their communities. The Nigeria police force investigated, and they held a press conference and said, we have investigated. These people, even though armed, are not a threat. For me, it's incredible that the police would say foreigners wielding weapons in your country are not a threat.
And in such a volatile part of the country as well.
Exactly. A volatile part of the country, not just because of the endemic insecurity that has been raging for many years, but also because of the gold deposit in that part of the country and the porous borders you and I were talking about. And so communities had no option but to live with them, and if you just did a simple Google search, you would see the police addressing the media on this issue. And so communities continue to live with them. And like I said now, this group now felt the best way to be accepted by the locals is to solve their problem. And their biggest problem is insecurity from the criminal gangs called bandits. And so they said, look, we are going to help you fight the bandits. And these are communities that are frustrated that the Nigerian government has woefully failed to fight this insecurity from the bandits. And so they started helping locals to fight bandits. And they dropped bandits out of the area where they operate, especially in some local councils in Sokoto State and Kebbi State, both in northwestern Nigeria. In exchange of that security they provide, they started taxing local communities, especially herders. They paid them in cows and sheep and goats, and now they are starting to charge them in cash because it is becoming difficult for them to keep the animals or to sell the animals. And then they started enforcing their laws, their strict, narrow, rough interpretation of Islam. They ban music, they ban cigarettes, they encourage wearing beards and dress codes. That was what actually led to the latest clash that led to the headlines in the media.
So does the Nigerian government have a response to this?
It's a good question, and I would hope so. Unfortunately, the first set of statements from the Nigerian government doesn't inspire confidence. For example, the Nigerian military last week released a statement saying this is a new group. It's not a new group. In the past, we know the Nigerian government has made bold statements about defeating Boko Haram, about confronting the bandits, and that did not happen. Boko Haram, thankfully, is no longer as strong as it was, but it's still killing people and destroying livelihoods. Bandits crisis is still raging, and then this gets added. It has already become too much for people, and people can no longer take. But the Nigerian government says, look, we know about this group, we are starting to respond, and the next weeks and months will tell us or show us what the Nigerian government has in store.
That's Dr. Bulama Bukati, Senior Analyst on Sub-Saharan Africa. Focus on Africa was compiled by Susan Gashui and Charles Kitonga in Nairobi. Bella Hassan is here in London. Koba Chibinga was the senior producer. Philip Bull was our technical producer. Andre Lombard and Alice Mudengi are our editors. And we have a YouTube channel. Did you know that? Well, you know what to do. I'm Audrey Brown, and we'll talk again next time.
Tune in for a journey beyond the ordinary.
Fasten your seatbelt.
We're not just a station.
We are the station.
Today, 95.1 FM, the voice of the people.
J. Martins. Listen up, say. Let me be your hero for this thing that I feel inside of me. Let me walk you home in the cold of the night. So make you see. Let me be the air you breathe all night before you wake up. Oh, I'm addicted to you. I'm addicted. Oh, girl, I want to know that I really, really love you so. If you give me your heart, I would never, never let you go. Girl, I promise to be by your side every night and day. Are you mine? You're too fine. Are you mine? You're too good. You're mine. You're too sweet. You're mine. You're too sweet. You're mine. You're too fine. You're mine. You're too good. You're mine. You're too sweet. You're mine. You're too sweet. Come, baby, come, make a rock your body. Make a rock your body. Come, baby, come, make a rock your body. Yeah. Oh, baby, you mean so much to me. I'm falling for you. You stole my heart away. You bring me joy, but all I feel is pain. Without you in my life, my world will be lifeless. Oh, let me be the one for you. La, 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 la. Girl, I want to know that I really, really love you so. If you give me your heart, I would never, never let you go. Girl, I promise to be by your side every night and day. Are you mine? You're too fine. Are you mine? You're too good. You're mine. You're too sweet. You're mine. You're too sad. You're mine. You're too fine. You're mine. You're too good. You're mine. You're too sweet. You're mine. You're too sad. J. Martins. Extraordinaire. Baby, it's the shot of Casamigos in my cup. I'm a little drunk, but I still ain't had enough. 'Cause I miss you more. Yolo, yolo. And girl, it's been so difficult to ease up when you're gone. It's a little rough, so I had to write a song. And I hope you sing along. Yolo, like I wish I poured all my love on you. I wish I poured all my love on you. I wish I poured all my love on you. I wish I poured all my love on you.
Sweetie, oh my chérie, jealousy in my body. You too got it for me, oh. 'Cause I need extra loving, I need extra coughing, I need extra touching, oh. So I pray to Judge Jehovah, make we no see confusion. Enemies the ones scattered the matter, put my face for blood.
I hope that you will partake in these prayers for you to not see confusion. An amazing song right there by J5, Lil J, and of course Libianca. I wish. Well, what are you wishing for? And of course, I started with Oyima by J Martins. J Martins has been around for a long time, but then again, He did this thing where he went off the radar and decided to do a comeback with the song Oyima. So, yeah, so we are on top of all of that and more. It's lovey-dovey, beautiful people. I do have you. I hope you had a wonderful day. If your day is still going on, whatever it is you're doing, I hope that that is if you are doing something that is morally upright. You know, not the other things that you people like to do at times like this, because it's a couple of minutes to the hour of 12, to midnight. One of my female friends, she would say, she would tell me that she'd say, oh, things happen at night. You know how, like girls growing up, and then when you give yourselves advice, that is when you have good friends, so and then you guys be like, okay, so you're trying to give yourself 1,000,001 reasons why you should not go to a man's house, and if at all you go to visit, why you should not sleep over. So they tell you. And then this one time I asked my friend, I was like, okay, so why should we not sleep over? What will happen? Because I asked, I said, what will happen at night that cannot happen during the day? And she goes, night is what's that thing she even said? There's way she described it, you get. And she goes, the night is deadly. A lot of things can happen at night. It's at night that this one, that one, that one. I'm like, I don't know, but I don't think that there's something that can happen at night that cannot happen during the day, because I feel like, you know how I'm an advocate for having, for spicing up your sex life, really. So I don't know, but I don't think sex or anything beautiful, all of those romantic activities should be restricted to nighttime. It should happen at any time, really. Yeah, so whenever, wherever, we're meant to do the Shakira should come and sign me up. Let me do a remix for the song and then to blow. Y'all are gonna stream it, right? I mean, if I put it like on Spotify or Boomplay or something, you'll stream, definitely. All right, beautiful people. Lovey-dovey tonight. So, have you heard of marital rape before? At what point would it be considered, crazy if a woman withdraws consent? So you do this whole thing where you are making out with a woman. You guys are, maybe clothes off even. But then just before you penetrate, auntie says stop. She doesn't want. You are like, that's like you have a massive hard on at that point. Dearly beloved man, what would you do? Hold that thought. We will talk. We will do what? We will talk. Just hold that thought. Take a chill pill. You and I will talk. It's lovey-dovey tonight. Welcome to tonight's episode.
I'm a little drunk, but I still ain't had enough. 'Cause I miss you more. YOLO. And girl, it's been so difficult to ease up when you're gone. It's a little rough, so I had to write a song. And I hope you sing along. YOLO. Like chérie, jealousy in my body. You too got it for me. Oh. 'Cause I need extra loving, and I need extra golfing, I need extra touching. Oh. So I pray to Jah Jehovah, make we no see confusion. Enemies the ones scattered the matter, put my face for blood. So they only want to see disaster. I wish So you the vex like this. Even as you vex, you are beautiful, my love. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, I know say you're missing me. Ignore my text, you to punish me, my love. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. If I could, I'd make a time machine, Bible, rewind it and be the sad boy. And I believe in me and you, don't be like you. You know, try, but then if I could, my girlie, wanna be by you. But you know, people, I wanna make it up to you, my ruby. You shine like a million stars. You're always in my head. Girl, you don't give me a chance. I'm in my ways for you, my ruby. Should I got you a billion fan? You're always in my head. But why you don't give me a chance? Make we start all over. Over, 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 hopelessly, I'm falling over and over again for your chocolate skin. Helpless me, I'm the hard guy. But girl, you make me weak. Endlessly, staring at your picture, girl. I'm wondering what's wrong with me. What is wrong with me? What have you done? The best thing that happened to me. Most beautiful I ever seen. You didn't take care of me. The only girl that I didn't see. I know I can't know what happened to me. I let the good one go. I let the good one go. Stupid me, go through and stingy man. Baby girl, you know say me don't stingy, yo. And I don't tell them, make them free me. Make me start all over,
Where she's supposed to do the do, and she pulls back. What is the repercussion for the woman?
I don't think there should be any repercussion for her.
Why?
Because at the end of the day, it's her body, and she has the right to change her mind at any point. Even if they're at the point where the man is already hard and they're about to insert, and she decides at that point that she doesn't want to, I think she has the right to. Even if she's married to the man. Do you know that there's something called marital rape?
more is literally sometimes expected for the woman. Let's take for example this Equatorial Guinea guy. They are praising this guy.
I've seen them dragging him, but you know what I don't understand about that guy's story. So maybe because I don't really know that much about the whole thing, I don't know why he's being arrested. He had consensual sex with consenting adults. He didn't force them. He didn't rape them. All I'm saying is a man with a bad habit. As a man or a woman, your sex tape shouldn't be out there. If you want to show it to the world, then become a porn star.
Are you trying to tell me?
Okay, so you are welcome to tonight's episode of Lovey Dovey. And look, the voice of Doi, Bibi Nigeria's doing right there. So you know how she has her podcast called Joy's Corner. Earlier she said something about loving a child unconditionally as a parent, irrespective of, you know, the gender that the child decides to assume. Yeah, so if a child is male, for instance, but wakes up and says, oh, I want to be female, I want to identify as female, all of that calamity right there, because I don't understand how you say God made a mistake making you male and that you feel female. Where is that feeling coming from? Last time, that's what I don't even understand. But then Doyin said she's going to give that child unconditional love, irrespective of, hey, look, the African mother in me, I will beat. And there are lots of Nigerians, you know, who actually share this sentiment, but I don't understand who actually share my sentiment, at least, because we had that conversation on the Serial. Some of you listened and you understood, you know, how that went. You saw how that went. Now, let's focus on the second part of this conversation that Doreen had on her podcast. So she talked about where a woman withdraws consent, at the point where the woman withdraws consent. So let's say foreplay is going on. You know, you've gone from kissing to touching to necking and to doing all the other rishy things that you people like to do. I'm not aware of such because I don't have personal experience. It's the reason I don't have personal experience is carrying me, because I feel like I feel like you guys are screaming somewhere and then you just be like, Amaka. I can hear you call my name. Yeah, like in my head, I can hear you guys call my name. Anyway, let's just move on. So, at the point where two people are in the middle of doing, you know, migrimo, the one to mende, you know, the one to bang bang, the one to chill with the big boys. And then the woman says, stop. Maybe clothes have already flown, you know how you will do this thing where sometimes you don't know where your clothes are. Strewn all over the room. Yeah. Trousers by the door. Top is by the window. Yeah. Maybe bra by where would the bra possibly be? Under the bed. And then you guys are just, you know, like getting all ready, getting all smoochy, getting all touchy feeling. And then right before penetration, Auntie says, stop. She literally tells the guy, stop. Do not go further. I don't want you to go further. I don't want this penetration. I don't want your penis in my vagina. Stop. If you are the man at that point in time, and let's just say that you're John Thomas, it is at that point, it is harder than the hardest, harder than the hardest of rocks. Like, Zuma Rock has got nothing on it. Do we even have Zuma Rock? I mean, the rocks that you know have got nothing on your penis at that point in time. And then this babe that's been kissing you since, that's been letting you smooch and, you know, do all those stuff, she says you should stop at that point. What will you do? What will you do? The conversation on the table tonight is withdrawing consent. When a woman withdraws consent, what's the way forward? Are we going to do this thing where we warn women? Because people have, you know, over time where situations come up and people talk about how, you know, like when somebody is raped and all of that, and then people want to do, you know how, I don't know, but it's appalling that in this part of the world, people blame the victim of rape. they somehow managed to say, this person probably, what did she wear? So somebody was raped, and you hear, what did she wear? She must have worn something short. Or, she went to his house. Why did she go to his house? That's why many rape victims do not even want to speak up. A friend of mine, one time, this was a couple of years ago when she was raped. So when she called me and when we were talking about it, and I asked her what she wanted us to do, like I said, okay. I told her go straight to the hospital because you need to get, she told me she was bleeding profusely and everything. So I said, okay, go straight to the hospital. We need to get that bleeding stopped and we're going to need evidence. And she's like, okay. Somehow, now we can laugh over it because after everything, she called me one time and they were talking about it. And then she goes, do you remember how you went all FBI on me, when I had my episode? I didn't even remember. Like, I didn't, put it together in my head. But then she goes, so after telling me I should go to the hospital because I needed to get the bleeding stopped, doctors needed to make sure I was okay, everything I told you I was feeling, and then you told me I should you were on the phone with me till I got to the hospital, which I remember. And then she told me, you just said, we need evidence for this. Tell the doctor to write this. So, literally, she was saying that I went into FBI mode. Like, I went into lawyer mode because I was, while asking her to make sure that the doctors, get her treated and everything for her to be safe, out of danger. I was also making sure that we had enough evidence because I was ready to prosecute. I had gone all, look, Supreme Court, straight up. Now we can laugh over it, and when she called me and we talked about it, and she's like, it's actually funny how you had already in your head, I had already become what's it called now? A lawyer. In fact, what do they even call the senior advocate of Nigeria? Supreme Court, straight up, like Supreme Court, all the way Abuja, straight up. Like, I had already done that. Like, it was look, we gathered this, we gathered that, because I did not want to hear any. She was one that allowed me to kiss her, or those things. Because for me, while don't get me wrong, I'm not going to advise anyone. I'm not going to say that it's right for a woman to put a man in the mood and then try to run away. I don't advocate for that. It's not something I would do. So I'm not going to advise any woman to do it. Yeah, because I'm not a man, but I've been told by men, by my male friends at least, that it's a painful situation for them. I think that's where the whole blue balls things come in. Have you heard of blue balls before as a man? It's a situation where you have a hard on, like your penis gets erect, but it doesn't get any action. So I've been told that the aftermath, struggling with an erection that did not be a penis, an erect penis that did not ejaculate. When ejaculation doesn't happen, that the aftermath is painful. I don't know. When you call in tonight, if you've ever experienced blue balls, you can tell me as a man. But my friends, I have male friends who have spoken of blue balls before, because they went from having a really erect penis to not getting some action, and so the pain, the aftermath, the result is the pain and all of that. Now it's different where you are making out with a woman and she has told you from the get-go that there will be no sex, so you people are just kissing and smooching, and maybe you are touching breasts and that's it, you get. But where a woman does not, she gives you the impression that, okay, so you're getting down, you're gonna get some action, like it's going down, and then somewhere down the line, she just abandons you in the middle of the ocean, and you can't swim. Like, you're not a swimmer, like you would literally drown, and then your only option is holding on to her and either sinking with her or staying afloat, remaining afloat with her. And by remaining afloat, I mean, forcibly having your way. What option would you pick at that point in time? Would you sink Or would you do what you can to remain afloat? Even when remaining afloat will mean that you do something that will not be nice. Think about it. Think about it. Just let it play out in your head. If you have ever been in a situation where you were making out with a woman, and right before penetration, right before you bring out your penis to insert, and she says you should stop. You have a hard-on, like a serious hard-on. There's a serious erection going on there, and then she says you should stop. Have you been in that situation before? Did you stop? What did you do? What did you do at that point in time? So I was talking about the whole, blame game thing that we unfortunately do in this part of the world, where we make it look like the victim of rape must have contributed in one way or the other to her getting raped. Yeah, it's either people want to blame what she wore, blame her choice of dressing. People blame the victim and blame circumstances apart from the person who has actually done the crime. And I said, don't get me wrong, I'm not supporting women turning a man on. You turn a man on and you leave him high and dry. While I'm not saying that women it's a good thing to do, and if you're a woman, you do it, you better stop it. But at the same time, that is not a good enough reason for a man to force himself on a woman. Now, that's just me. You can opine differently, and when you call in, you can tell me what your views are, respectfully so. Still, respectfully so. You can tell me what you think. And then, let's get your different thoughts where this is concerned. Because I realized that somehow in this part of the world, we have, I don't know, but to a large extent, we can't be hypocritical. It's really rather unfortunate. So, while we don't know how to do this thing where we want to even be fair, we want to understand what this person who has been raped is going through. Whether or not you feel they deserved it, what matters is this person's right to say no was taken away from them. At that point in time. So for me, while I would not encourage any woman to turn a man on and try to leave him high and dry or try to, do that stuff. While I'm saying women, stop it if you do it, especially if it's not a man that, there are men you have in your life, maybe the men you are dating or the men you are married to, that that, okay, this person, if you tell him to stop, no matter how erect he is, he will stop. Yeah? There are men who would you can actually do that rough play with, because I call it rough play. But it can't be everybody, with everybody. A random stranger or a guy you're just getting to know and stuff. I'm still not excusing rape. I'm still not saying that a man has the right to force himself on you just because you turned him on. That is not a good enough excuse. That is not a reason. But I'm saying, as much as it depends on you as a woman, avoid it. Do your best to avoid it. Avoid situations like that. Do not stir up those emotions in a man and then be expecting magic. Really, don't tempt the devil, because this one is not on God. So don't tempt the devil. It would be best if you by yourself refrain from making up such a circumstance. Let that situation not even come up. That scenario, let it not come up. Let it not be in existence. Except you're ready to get down. If you want to have sex with a man, then you can go from the turning him on to the whole 9 yards. Basically, you can do everything that needs to be done. If you don't, you want to have sex with him. Better still, if you feel like at any point you want to withdraw consent from a man you are making out with, okay, you can still do it. At the end of the day, you reserve the right to decide whether or not you want to go ahead. It's the same way a man can, after the whole erection and everything, but he decides last minute that he doesn't want to have sex. Yeah, there was this one time, there was this trend on X, yeah, talking about women with foul smelling vagina, and some guys went how they started talking about how they would not proceed to insert or to have sex with a woman who has a foul smelling vagina. Yeah, that it can be repelling if the vagina has what's that whole fish? Yeah. Exactly. They were saying fish. I think it was even hashtag fish. That was trending there. I don't understand this. So some men would be like, that could be a reason why they would just have their erection. They can have an erect penis. They can go from having an erect penis to a non-erect penis. And in seconds, like everything will just fall flat. So if anybody decides at any point in time to not follow through on the intention to have sex, would it be wise for the other person to accept this person's decision and then let it go? How difficult of a situation would it be? How hard would it be for a person, for a person to no longer want to have sex, and then for this other one to pretty much just let it go? Is it something that can be done, really? Have you found yourself in that situation before? Ladies, do you do this thing where you are with a guy, you tell yourself that you want him, but maybe somewhere down the line you decide that you don't want to go ahead with the sex? If something like that happens, what was your reason? Now let's talk. What was your reason of pulling out at the last minute? Except maybe you've been celibate or you are a virgin, and then you tell yourself that, okay, or maybe you've told him that you're not willing to have sex, but you know how some men feel like they can coerce, or coerce is like using force. They can what's the right word now? They can pamper, or smooth talk you into spreading your legs. Yeah. So you've said no, you've told them already that you don't want to have sex, but somehow they feel like they're sleek. Yeah, some men feel like they're good like that. They feel like they have what it takes to make a woman who did not originally want to have sex to eventually have sex. Some men actually boast with things like that. They are prideful. They are proud of it, and then you actually hear them say stuff like that. I'm not surprised, because I've heard some men talk about it. Oh, she didn't initially want to have sex, but when I touched her here and there, I did this, I did that. I'm like, oh shit, oh, don't go touch our miracle worker, sir. I'm greeting you from here. But anyway, so what are the odds, really? How difficult would it be for you as a man to disembark when you are asked to disembark? So that's your Port Harcourt language. That's if you people's language is Port Harcourt. I don't know, but lately I discovered I've been using the word disembark a lot. I think it comes with being in Port Harcourt. But anyway, tell me if it would be easy for you or if it would be hard. I'm talking full erection, no, because the kind of erection that you want to use to have sex, that type of erection. Because I don't know, but men, it's like the erection that they use. The erection people use to have sex, like the erection you use for penetration, is on an all-time high. I don't know, but is it like if the erection that comes from maybe you looking at a woman who is shabbily dressed, or looking at skin or something, some men actually get hard when they see like a woman who is semi-naked. Yeah, when they see thighs, there are men who are like that. So a little bit of skin here and there, they're already getting erect and all of those things. So, but then I've been told that when it comes to sex, the erection is That is for healthy men, no? It doesn't apply to the entire species. More for healthy men. So that the erection, because that one now comes with power or energy. The whole the situation that happens with thrusting, going in and out, and then they're literally trying to do a lot of things at that time. So that erection, the energy it carries is superfluous. Like it's a lot. So imagine yourself with that type of erection, and then auntie tells you last minute that you should stop. She says stop. She's no longer interested. She doesn't want to go through with it. She doesn't want to have sex. Now, let's say, imagine it. If it's a woman you've never had sex with before, yeah? You've never had sex with her before. And, like, that would have been your first. Second scenario, if this is a woman you've been sleeping with, maybe she's your wife or maybe she's your girlfriend. Sex has been, happening between you two. But this one time, she says she doesn't want. What would you do? And when she tells you she doesn't want, is when Odogu is ready to, conquer. The emperor, the champion, the lion, he's here. And he's ready to enter and go and clear the evil forest. To go and cut grass and just go and do a lot of things. The things that you people do, basically. I wouldn't know. I don't do such, but you people do them, so... Don't come for me, please. Don't come for me. Just accept what I have said in good faith. Take it like that. And then, I need you to just think about it. I'm explaining this way, and I'm giving you possible scenarios. Like, I'm giving you different angles. So, imagine all of these angles, yeah? And then give me your honest answer. Don't call in and tell me that I will stop now. Just because you think that's the right thing to say. I need honest answers. Because you are a man. And that is a difficult situation. It's going to be a difficult situation. So I need you to honestly tell me what you would do. I'm just hoping that you tell me, that will be your truth, or your reality. I would love to know, at least from the perspective of men, how difficult such a situation can be for you as a man. I would love to know, because it's something women do a lot. And if you people are not complaining about it, then there's a problem. Women should be scared. Women should be scared. So, let's talk. You tell me, withdrawing consent, last minute withdrawal of consent, that's what we're focusing on tonight. That's what we're talking about. How do you think it plays out? How would it play out for you? You are in the middle. And I said, it's different if the woman has told you before that, look, this thing, we know they do, we know go do. But anytime you want to kiss me, you can smooch, we can touch, we can do this, we can do that, but actual penetration, So of course you allow yourself to get hard, there's erection whenever you guys have contact, whenever you're making out and stuff. But then again, you already know that this woman does not want to have sex. Maybe she's a virgin, or maybe she's been celibate, maybe she's just on a celibacy journey. So yeah. Would it limit the level of your erection? Knowledge that a woman does not want to have sex, would it limit the level of your erection as a man? So through your whole making out episode, the whole smooching, the necking, your erection will have a limit. I would love to understand how it works for you, dear men. Does it mean that your erection will have a limit where you will not exceed? So you tell yourself that, look, because this man, that nothing come out. You tell your junior boy, you ain't getting no action, so better stay here. No past this level, make water no pass Gary. So you just stay here. Do not exceed this level. Is that something, so if that's the situation, is that a thing, that you do? But if it was a woman you've probably been sleeping with, you probably, like you engage in sexual activities with actively, and then at that point in time, so maybe you're expecting that the sex would happen via the smooching and all the necking, because anytime it happens, that's like foreplay, and it usually culminates in sex. So on this particular occasion, Auntie says you should stop. What would you do with all that erection and all of that? And I said it, don't call in and tell me that you stop, because don't try to impress me. It's not like it's not like I'm about to be impressed here. I'm just, I just need us to have this conversation because it's imperative that we do. Yeah. It's necessary that we talk about these things because, like I said, you know how I talk about, women's sexual situation here. And I'm like, I say those things because a lot of men don't know that these are the things that they're supposed to do. At least having me on the side of you men, because I did for you, So when my fellow women say stuff that men don't do right, of course I'll come and share the updates, so you know what to do, and you're better equipped to do this thing right. So with this situation, it's something that I realize women need to stop, because women do it a lot. Yeah, I know women do it a lot. I had a conversation with some people, and they said, well, it doesn't excuse rape in any way, but then it's an unfair thing to do to a man. So if the man gets to the point where he cannot control his erection, he can't control himself, what happens? What happens at that point? Anyway, let's talk about it. Hit me up. Call me, text me. Yeah? Call me, text me. Let me know what it's going to be for you. Let me know what it is for you. As a man, your wife, your girlfriend, I've painted different scenarios, but consent is withdrawn at the point where you want to penetrate. Just before your penis goes into the vagina, Auntie says, stop. I don't want again. What would you do? Consider it as per you've been having sex with this person, but then this one time she says she doesn't want. Or this person who is a virgin or who has been celibate for a while, she gives you the impression that sex is going to happen between you two, and then you're all, pumped, you're ready, but then she stops you just before you go into her vagina, just before your penis goes into her vagina. What would you do? And then I did ask, because I want to know, is there like a level? What controls your erection? I know people say it's the brain that controls the erection, the penis, but then sometimes you still say that the penis has a brain of its own, that it works on its own, because that's why to see a woman that is half naked, and even when the woman is a stranger to you, you would have a you would have a hard on, you would have an erection, because you've seen a woman who is, maybe you're seeing thighs, or you're seeing, breasts, or you're seeing bum. So it's something I don't understand. But then, you men, please explain. Let's know. We need to learn these things. Yeah, let's help each other. Relevant information. Okay, so hit me up via 0817 00951, 0817 00951. That's 0810 9510 951, 0810 9510 951. So call me and tell me, what would you do given this situation? I'd love to hear from you. All right, let's go. Let's start with this one. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you. What's your name?
It's West.
West.
Odogu.
Welcome, dear Odogu.
This program is very interesting.
I know.
Wow. As for me, if the girl in particular, she's new to me. I've never did anything to her before, first time, and she asked me if I'm in a mood. At that point, she asked me to stop. That moment, for me, I will pet her.
You pet her?
I will seriously pet her for me to get done.
Oh, okay. You try to meander.
Yes. I will seriously pet her. Because for my own point of view of that, if I pet her and have to do something with her that moment, she will let me down.
Okay.
But if it is the person I've been with doing the mingle things often and often, on a particular day, he asks me to stop, I'll get upset and stop. I'll get upset and stop. That's it. And in the morning, I won't say anything to her. I won't talk to her. I'll be upset at all day. That is me. That's why I'm the Odogu.
Wahala.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, so he says he'll be upset and he'll do all those, attitude things. So what do you say? Hello?
Not to wear trousers or run or come out and raise it from my mind and I go do okay. So not even do that at all.
Oh.
I'll simply obey.
Oh, you will? Are you sure you will obey?
Everything. Yes, and I'll be okay. I'll be fine. It will be painful.
Okay.
Because I know she means it.
Oh. All right, try calling again, yeah, Music Emperor. But let's talk. Tell me. And then this whole blue ball situation, is it actually a thing? Dear men, I'd like for you guys to confirm, yeah? Is it a thing where you have an erection and then you get to that point, but then you don't actually have sex? So is blue balls the aftermath? Is it like the result of not having sex after having an erect penis? Yeah, all of that done. Oh, sorry, lost that one right there. Try calling again. Yeah, try calling again. You can send in messages, by the way, 20701 9339 962. All right. Yes, hello. Hello. Hi, good evening.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Okay, you see, there is one thing. We men sometimes we pretend a lot.
Oh, really?
Even when you are dying in silence. Before you ask, before you need the number that people start calling you. There is something you said though, but it seems some people don't still understand it. Okay, if you are dating somebody and she comes around, you put in the mold, and at the end of the day, you stop. You stop, or you can for the first day. Second day, she comes around, put in the mold. She asks, when she understands that you are about making love, having sex with her, she asks you to stop. You will still stop because your tongue like obey. That's the language, right? You know there is one thing female does. When a woman has sex, like outside, if she comes back, that feeling will not be there at the moment.
Okay, you mean if she has sex with somebody else?
Yes.
So when she comes back, she will not want to have sex with her man?
Because, yes. The feelings will not be there. Some females, some might pretend and maybe just give it to you because they just want to make you to be happy. Then if a woman is not able to give you sex, like without the ones that is virgin, why is she coming to do in your house? See, any food that you know that, listen to me, or try to understand me. Any food that you know that you don't eat, there is no need of using your teeth to share it for those the kids that like eating it. Do you know?
Yeah. Sorry, take that again.
Any food that you does not eat, that you don't eat, don't use your teeth to share it for those that is eating it.
Okay.
Are you getting me?
So if she doesn't want to have sex, she should not come to your house.
No. There is no need of putting you
into the mood. Okay.
Yes, because you are saying something. Maybe some of them don't understand. When a man is on, there is always this pain when someone is from having sex. I didn't know, man. They experience it, but they are trying to pretend. See, you see one thing in this life, mostly this modern life that we are now. One of the things that is making some men to be dying in silence in their home, they find it so difficult to speak out. Are you hearing me? They find it so difficult to speak out. But anyway, like those that understand, they know what I mean. Those that doesn't understand, they will keep pretending. And I will obey, I will do this just for peace to reign. Which peace? Dick. Let me use the word dick. People and pray, God made it perfectly for both male and female.
Let's use the word what?
Dick.
Why are you not using the word penis? Use the word penis, please.
Okay. God made both both
penis
things.
And vagina, yes.
Yes, to meet each other. So there is no need of one person denying the other person when it is the right time. Then when you go out there, and there is one thing again. Some females, as soon as they touch, let me tell you why some men don't like touching their females. There are some girls when you touch them, feel them, they have come. As they have come, they don't have time for that sex again.
Oh, okay. You mean before penetration? Some women don't even need penetration.
Yes.
Okay.
As soon as they have come, you touch them.
They will no longer be interested.
Yes. But Amaka, there is something I want to tell you.
Okay.
There is this book called 48 Laws of Power. You know that book? Have you read it before? I
know the book, but I haven't read it.
Okay. I would like you to read that book. See, the reason why I'm telling you this, there is this young lady. She's very beautiful. She can speak. She's good in speaking. She has so many things that in her upstairs. If she's laughing her, everybody is dying for her. But the only way, sometimes we try to know when she's upset. When a woman that is laughing so, like that a beautiful woman that is nice, looking so nice, looks so good, you try and make her get angry to know her reaction. But anyway, I'm sorry, kid. I just want to know the kind of person you are. Okay?
Why do I feel like you have taken me to where I don't know?
You understand what I mean? It's only me and you that understand where I'm coming from.
Okay. If you say so. Okay.
You went so long. Try and make a U-turn.
You went. Wahala.
You went so long. So try and make a U-turn.
U-turn, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway.
Everybody loves you. Everybody wants to have you, but the other bad side of a human is what some persons don't know. You don't know me. Maybe you try and see me one-on-one or know me one-on-one.
Huh.
We those that is nice, we look for a way to make them go angry. And you know, you can't person.
Oh, really?
But thank that the other person can come up. Thank you. I'm sorry.
All right. Okay, Wilson there carrying me to a lot of places. And then he says I understand what he's talking about. I don't even know if I do. But me, I know that I was trying to just really put the conversation together. All right, let's take some more calls. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning. Hi.
Hi, I'm Godson from Port Harcourt.
Welcome, Godson.
Okay. Based on the topic,
Go ahead, Godson. Okay. I cannot hear from you anymore. Maybe you try calling me again, Godson. Yeah, please. Sorry, that's that one there. Try calling again. Okay. Messages, I see them. Keep it coming. Keep your messages coming. Let's talk. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you would do given the circumstance. So, given the circumstance, you do this thing where you are with a woman. You are with a woman, oh, hey. And then, somewhere down the line, you know, you guys are all touchy feelings. You're trying to get down. You're trying to do one or two things. And then somehow, Auntie says, oh, look, you have to stop because I'm not about to, you know, I'm about to continue this situation. So please, stop it. He tells you to stop it. Would you stop? What's the percentage? What's the degree? What's the guarantee or the possibility that you would stop at that point? You are all hard. I mean, this is preamble, introduction. You know, like first of all, introduction to sex. You guys are, you know, trying to get there, and Auntie's telling you what he has told you, and this is after stringing you along. It's not like she told you from the beginning. You have gone so far, and then she says stop. What will you do? She has withdrawn consent at that point. What would you do? Hello. Hi. Good morning.
Yeah, this is Justin from work.
Welcome.
My times man.
My times man?
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome, Justin.
To go straight to the point is that if you are the one such a thing happens, we will die there.
Wait, what do you mean? If I'm the one you are with?
Yes. And if such a thing happens, you refuse. We will die there.
Why?
I'm telling you, that's how I feel. Worst come to worst, I will lock my door and throw the key from the window, throw it out. So we will die there.
So you are saying I'm not safe with you?
What?
So you're saying I'm not safe with you?
Not at all, because you did not keep me safe.
What do you mean?
Yeah. The only person who can escape it is anybody who is still a virgin, because I promise that I will never be virgin.
But you don't know if I'm a virgin or not. So?
If you are safe.
Okay.
But if you are not, you coming to my house and they deny me, that means that you came to wicked me. So automatically we are going to die there.
Huh.
Yeah.
So you would not say, okay, you want to be a, respectful man, and then...
There is nothing like gentleman. Not be everybody will put on tie the work for bank.
Okay.
So nothing like gentleman. If I beg, you refuse. I lock my door, throw the key out of from the window, throw it away. We die there.
So that would be you forcing yourself on her now, because she has said no. She has withdrawn consent at that point.
Automatically, yes, because if you don't want to...
And you don't mind, you could get arrested now.
No, but I wouldn't mind. So what brought you to my place then?
What if she did not come to have sex now? Somebody cannot just visit you in peace.
Okay, you came to watch cinema?
Yes, now. So you mean you don't entertain visitors in your house?
No, I will, but remember the topic. After turning me on. No, remember the topic. If that you came to discuss and go for different things, but not when turning me on. At the end of the day, when I want to when I want to browse the software, you say no.
Okay.
Even if you can't read newspaper, fine. But for the fact there is touching initially and then reaching to the bridge, you say no to that. It's bridging of contract, man. We will die there.
All right.
So another thing you know is this issue of fair we are talking about. Any person that came to your house, pull off her slippers, and they climb your bed, is no more longer raping.
It's no more what?
It's no more longer raping.
No more.
It's not raping again. Any person that came to your place, pull off her slippers or sandals and climb your bed, it's no more longer. It's nothing like raping again. So there's nothing like raping on that.
Oh, if she sits on your bed, anything that happens thereafter is consensual. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah. What if she now withdraws consent? So you mean somebody cannot just stay and change her mind?
You can stay, change mind. But what I'm trying to say is this. For the fact that you came see and there was touching, automatically anything can happen. Anything not even must happen. Anything you see at that point in time, you take. Yeah?
All right.
When you don't know how to drive motor and you carry motor and they jump into mirror, what do you expect? If anything you see, you take.
Oh, okay. You see, I'm not doing because code is catching me.
It's let's go to catch you, right? Emma don't finish us, so we don't need to show
Wahala.
Emma don't finish us.
All right, thank you for calling, Justin. Okay. Justin has said what he has said. Well, it doesn't mean that I agree with what he has said, though, please. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing? Now, you know where the drive also this morning. Well, they follow you, JJ, anywhere we go.
Follow me, or JJ, they say follow who know road. Me, I know road, trust me.
But you know they agree now. Every time they say, what you know, they do, you they exonerate yourself. Now you don't admit saying you know road. Oh, thank God. Thank God, Amaka. Blue ball situation is actually real.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So it is a wicked thing for a woman to do. Why would you get that far and decide to? Well, this happens to me, like it has happened before, especially not in marriage anyway. If it happens to me, I will, since you don't want penetration, you will help me come, whichever way you want to do it.
Oh, okay.
I'll plead with you to help me. If it is whichever way, since you don't want penetration, I will respect your decision. Or you will help me. But that will amount to deliberate wickedness if you don't help me do that. Then I'll find my way to the bedroom or an alternative. You know.
The alternative can be another woman. Can be you calling another woman.
Yeah. Or leaving you, even if it is in my house. going away. Or if it is something that I cannot do, Amaka, I'll go and commit sin in the bedroom. You know what I mean by that? You don't.
Okay. Okay.
So but I must have that ease, you know. Yes.
All right.
So, but Amaka, please let this go to the ladies. It is not. It's not. You know, you are talking about right to withdraw consent. Yes, in as much as you have right to withdraw consent, you don't have the right to get me to that level of, you know, mood.
And then withdraw
now want to
consent.
exercise your own right of withdrawing consent. It's not nice. So let's learn. You don't want it, you don't want it. Nobody's going to. For me, I don't force myself on women. I don't think I've done it before. I will always find a way around it. But blue box situation is actually.
Okay. Thank you for
I don't
sharing.
want to call my name because my pastor may be listening.
Hey, wahala deal. All right. Good morning. Okay. Keep your calls coming in. I see your messages as well. Keep them coming. I'll take your messages as soon as I can, because what's talking me today is to play musical. I don't know. I feel like giving you guys some songs, like ending the conversation earlier so we can, do some songs. But then I'll continue taking your calls for now. No fear, no fear. I did with you. Hello.
Amaka, sorry, wait, I called back.
Okay.
I just remembered something. I've been trying to Google it, to Google and play it so I can maybe hear it, but the network is giving me a headache. Chris Brown or 50 Cent, one of them was having issue of rape. Then this matter went to court. They went to court. You know what the judge, when she was ruling the matter, the judge was a woman. You know what she ruled? She said as long as the woman went to his house and claimed that his best friend, that she has to pay for the best friend. And she paid. They charged her to pay for the best friend. That is not it. I just remember when there was someone that called and said, if you remove your slippers and enter the guy's house, as long as she claimed that the best friend, and she paid, she was charged. Even Nigeria said there was a case like that. Just connect it in the morning. Just try it and check it. You will see. No,
okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Some persons will pretend they don't know. Some of them are just coming up. They don't understand what it means.
Mahala deal. All right. Thank you. Hey. I said let's have this conversation, because I feel like it's going to be in the best interest of both women and men if this is as spoken of as much as it should be spoken of. Hello.
Hello, Amaka. I'm Patrick, calling from Elekaya.
Welcome. Good morning.
Yeah, a woman that does that is very wicked. It's wickedness. And in fact, that one I would say that's emotional abuse and mental torture on demand. When she anything that happens to her, she should take it. You don't need a fire, near kitchen, you know you don't want fire. Alright? You don't need kitchen, you know you don't want it. You get it?
Yeah.
You don't put somebody in that mood and what is the other way around? How would she see? So, to me, that's wickedness. And those some do it, and in fact, that person cannot even come to near me again. That's the truth. You can't come in. Once it's done, that's the end. That means she can manipulate somebody just for her whatever selfish is, which is evil. God didn't even make it that way. Even the Bible says, don't deny each other when you have it. That's what the Bible says for married people. So why should the human being out? So that's it. So such person is wicked, and to me, don't deserve to even be created. You are created the purpose for which he was created. That person has paid and his wickedness. He's using it as a bargaining power to destroy the emotional being of a man, which women are that.
Oh, all right. Unless you're there, Patrick, but okay. You were saying that because I said that if, a lot of women don't realize that it is not a nice thing to do, yeah? To turn a man on, take him to that point and then only to leave him. Except you have stated it from the beginning. Except the man is very much in the know that, look, we will kiss from now till next year, but no sex. I think if it is, clearly stated between you two, if it's a man who already knows that there can be no penetration, like you guys are not having sex, so he knows that, okay, in fact, if it now turns out that you tell him, okay, let's have sex, he'll be like, oh, okay, you don't change your mind, but then where nothing of such has been stated clearly, or maybe you two are already in the habit of having sex, and then that day, maybe to the man, of course, is the usual because you've been having sex, and then you take him to that point and then you leave him. While I'm not saying that it's an excuse or it's a a good enough reason for him to go ahead and force himself on the woman, but I'm saying certain things can be avoided. At least the ones that lies in your power or your hand or something, you can actually avoid it by yourself. Remove the complication. Uncomplicate the situation. Like, just take yourself out of that scenario. And it is what it is at the end of the day. These things are happening. I feel like we should, if we're going to attack it, we should attack it from all corners. We should attack it from all corners. It's not good enough for us to just keep saying, oh, men don't do this, men don't do this, men don't do this. We need to also make sure that women don't enable or create an enabling situation for it to happen, for certain things to happen. While I'm an advocate for a man being able to control himself, to the latter, like, guy, control yourself, hold yourself. I'm an advocate. Look, I will tell you, please, irrespective of what happens, I know it's hard, I know it's difficult, but hold yourself, please. So while I'm going to say that, I'm also going to tell the women, please, don't do the one that you do. Don't start the fire when you know you can't contain it. Don't. A male friend of mine told me, I think I was like 19 or so, when he, gave me this advice, and then we're talking about the whole and he told me, so you don't want to have sex, yeah? Make sure that you don't do anything that takes you into a position or situation where a man thinks that you want to have sex with him. It might be too late for you to want to go back. He's like, so as much as we're not going to applaud rape, or we're not going to say, hey, you deserve to be raped because you were the one that caused it. We're not going to applaud that. But my friend just told me, I was 19 at the time. He told me, look, just make sure that the problem doesn't come from you. And how will the problem not come from me? By not putting myself and the man in that situation. In that position where he begins to struggle. Does he listen to the woman and, be a gentleman and all that? Or does he go ahead with his instinct or his whatever at that point? His erection, his balls trying to explode. Whatever is going on there at that point in time. It's a whole lot, and it's a rather difficult situation. I think it was this particular male friend of mine that told me for the first time that blue balls is actually a thing. So he's like, oh, women complain about menstrual cramps, women complain about this. But he's like, so do I know that there's something called blue balls where men have to endure this pain when there's an erection, when the penis gets erected and then sex doesn't happen, So it's erection without ejaculation. It causes blue balls. And he's like, so some men cannot handle it. At that point in time, they might not even be thinking clearly. Well, of course, there are men who are dangerous people. There are men who are just, irrespective of what you do. Some men will not even need for you to create that kind of circumstance. Some men would do this whole thing where they drug a woman, and all of those little things that they do because they want to have sex. There are men who actually enjoy raping women. I don't know, but even though those men, I feel like they're not, it's a psychological problem, and those ones, they need help in addition to being sent to prison, please, because it should not be that they'll just psychological. Please, in addition to being sent to prison, they can do the psychological evaluation. They can get help while they are serving time or whatever punishments there would be for the crime. Please, they should do it simultaneously. Sort that out at once. All right, let me take some calls and then go back to get to the messages here. Sorry, lost that one there. I stopped paying attention to the phone lines. I'm sorry about that. Let's see. Hello.
Amaka.
Yes, please. Hi.
Yes, let me ask this. How does it test? How does rape even test? I mean, like the situation we are discussing now, that a woman withdraws her consent and insists that she's not going to do, and now hold her down and begin to tear her life by force. And by the time I've done with this stress, I would have lost interest in the nonsense. So I'm telling you the truth. That's new. There's nothing like There's nothing like sex that you settle down to go into.
Oh yeah, with a consenting partner.
Yes, I'm just thinking of the situation. All the all the dragging, throw her here, hold her leg. Me, I would not tire. Even if we do it out, there's not going to be a journey. As far as for me, as far as I'm concerned. My best option is, since I'm that hard, I need to. The only thing there is not about the excitement of penetration again. The only thing is save my life first from the newborn stuff. I will beg you to please just help me. Let me just come down. Even if not with your hand, whichever way you want to do it, help me. Or if you can't help me, I'll find a way around it. And an alternative. That's it. For me, rape is. I don't know the test. I don't know how it tastes. Thank you.
Thank you. And there's really no excuse at the end of the day. But we're having this conversation here, so people are guided, because it feels like we cannot continue to do things wrong and expect that our actions will not have consequences. Let's just, at least, to be fair to both genders, you stop this one and then stop this one. Let it now remain those who have problems, that will now face. Hello.
Yeah, man.
Hi.
Justin. From where? I want to help the last speaker. Mommy been the talk say person will come out and sleep and bed no be rape again. So I call regarding to the last speaker. You see, when we are growing, one of the way you know that somebody is being raped is when somebody wants to do that thing, you start shouting. Are you getting me? But this time around, you will be dragging the person on the bed so that you collect. Both of you will be dragging it. The person will not shout. She will just keep quiet, just proving stubborn. That is called stubborn, not raping. If somebody wants to rape you, why can't you shout? That shouting will make the person to leave you. But this one, you close your mouth and...
Not in all circumstances now.
In all. Confirm everywhere it happens. None of them.
Some people will tell you that you can shout from now till next year, nobody will hear. Or they will threaten with...
Do you know that shouting will attract neighbors?
That's it, if they are neighbors.
Yeah, to know what is happening. But this time around, they will keep quiet, close their mouth, just be proving stubborn, dragging themselves, dragging the person. That is called stubbornness and not rape. If it is rape, why can't you shout when the thing is going on?
There are circumstances that might, prevent somebody from shouting. Or maybe the person is shouting, but, the man has held her down and has covered her mouth or something.
Okay, person one hand cover your mouth. Use one hand until it does.
Are you saying it cannot happen that way?
It can never happen in that way. Never.
Huh.
Never. Never. It can't happen. What comes to what stops you from biting the person? But you will keep quiet. The person will struggle, and have his way. Tomorrow, wake up and say, "Fred, take off it." So there's nothing like that. They know what they are doing. They just want to finish us.
And you have refused to be finished.
I will not be a party of them. I can't follow sheepish. If you worry me, I pour you water, I soak your clothes with water. You died there.
Ha. Please, let us not die there, okay? Let people not die there. Let them come out alive. The safer, for everybody should be safe, please. The safer, the better. Okay, I want to start reading messages at this point because I'm tired. So I'm just going to go ahead and take some messages. Because all of this is a whole lot, yeah. So when I heard this conversation on Doyin's Corner, I said we're going to talk about it because honestly, while there's the whole concept of withdrawing consent at any point in time, we would also need to balance out the equation. Yeah, some things that we do has to stop because if we don't stop those things, wahala go there. That's the ish. Yeah. A lot of things that happen. Sometimes some things can be avoided. While I'm not going to say, okay, this happened because of this, or we're not going to now applaud, a crime is a crime. Something bad is something bad. Yeah, at the end of the day. But can you avoid it? Please do. Don't do this thing where you want to put yourself in harm's way. Remove yourself from anything. Shield yourself from danger. Whatever it is that's going to cause you harm, it would be better you take yourself out of that equation. I mean, that would be like the best thing for you to do. Alright, here we go. I'm just gonna go ahead and let's see. Take some messages. Let me get started with this one. It says, "Good morning, fine girl of Port Harcourt, Amaka. I'm this kind of guy that doesn't like forcing a girl to do something for or with me. The last time I and my girlfriend tried to do some romance, she refused penetration, so I withdrew. I experienced blue balls. The pain was so unbearable. I told her and she was scared she had hurt me. The pain won't allow you to walk properly. It brings headache, pains all over your below. It's really painful. This blue ball stuff everything. So I will kindly withdraw my consent as well." Bright from Alu. Okay, so he says he would also withdraw his own consent. Okay, but then so he confirms the whole blue ball thing, that it's a situation and it's painful. Okay, let me read this other message here. It says, "Good morning, Amaka and Walex. Just as you asked about the working of a man's erection comes from a trigger in the brain. The eyes see and transmit to the brain, and the brain instantly processes and activates the erection. One thing about erection is that excitement activates erection, and anger immediately kills the erection. So if at the point of entry the woman withdraws her consent, what should come into the man's mind is anger. The man would feel there is a deliberate plan by the woman to punish him. Hate and disgust spontaneously come in the mind and kill the erection. If I find myself in such situation, especially in a new relationship and a first timer, that relationship ends immediately, especially if there is no convincing excuse. Well, Alex, you will break up. Oh. This is serious. Sex should be consensual. Such scenario is common in non-consensual sex. One likely reason why a girl could make such last-minute decision at the point of entry is where she sees she could not cope with the size of the man's penis. Oh, yeah. That could be a thing, because the thing that some of you carry, some of you, like, you have egwage. I don't even know how to describe it, but some of you carry weapons. You have weapons of mass destruction, and you now want to put that weapon of mass destruction inside somebody's soul. Hey, no. But then, I think one thing about it is, you know how some men complain of of a woman's vagina being too wide. The truth is, the vagina is structured in a way that it would adjust to accommodate whatever is coming in or going out. That's why a whole human being will come out from the vagina, and the vagina would go back to so almost as good as new. Yeah, especially after the whole procedure, after everything has been done. So the vagina is supposed to naturally accommodate any size of penis. It all depends on the size of penis that has regularly cleared the way to the evil forest. Yeah. So I think what happens in that situation is, if this particular size has been there, clearing and forwarding, if there's a size that is, smaller than that size that was initially clearing and forwarding comes along, there might now be, like an issue, because the vagina has already become used to this other, size. And then it will now take a while before it will adjust to this, to accommodate the new size. I think that's pretty much how it works, right? So the whole, women withdrawing consent when they see what passed them. If they see egwage. Okay. So let me take this last part. It says, lastly, let me respond to a caller who said merely walking into a man's bed means consent and does not constitute rape. For an act to qualify as rape, 3 ingredients must be present. These are lack of consent, be it last minute or absolute, application of force, and actual penetration. Walex. Thank you, Walex, for this detailed message. I don't know, your messages are so detailed always. I love reading them. Okay, so let's see. You tell me, and then we look at it. All of this, really. All of this. Yay or nay? Yay or nay? Anyway, there are some messages I missed yesterday, and I promised you guys I was going to read them today. So, because I don't know, I don't like the whole situation where I do this thing and then somebody now says you didn't read my message and all that. It makes me feel so bad. So please, I'm just going to go ahead and read the messages, so you would not come for me. Okay, let's get started with this one. It says, lovely greetings, Amaka. Sexually satisfying the woman in a marriage should be the man's priority and vice versa, because they deserve it, all thanks to conjugal right. Now, talking about sex toys, I think it was made as a substitute for human genitals and not to be used after actually having the intercourse, though it also depends on personal preference. Should I have sex with a partner who isn't satisfied afterwards? I'll look at my sexual prowess. Won't stop her from using toys, but as well won't buy her any. I'm Michael from Iwafe. Alright, thank you, Michael. So this message, he sent it yesterday because we talked about, that was like into this morning, we talked about the whole use of sex toys. So if you missed yesterday's conversation, hey. Oh yeah, it's your case. But anyway, that's that. Thank you so much for your calls. Thank you for texting. Yeah, so let's see. Thank you for texting. Thank you for your calls. I did enjoy talking to you, and I did enjoy, having your views where this conversation is concerned. So I'm just going to say a few things before we go. Look, we're not in any way saying that it's okay for people to get raped, for people to get so you don't want to have sex and then somebody forces himself on you. But first, as a woman, make sure that you do not create an enabling environment for such to happen. Make it pretty obvious what you want from a man at all times. Let it be that you have stated clearly that, look, you're not having sex, or this is your situation. You can make out, you can smooch, you can kiss, you can touch breasts, but you don't want penetration. Let that be stated. So whatever happens afterwards, you know that, you said your bit, but this person broke the rules. I'm not saying you cannot prosecute either way, or even if you did not say, but at a certain point you now said, and the person went ahead to force himself on you, and you want to prosecute, please go ahead. You have a right to. Okay? You have a right to do whatever it is you want to do, whatever form. If you want to forgive, okay, but if you want to prosecute, if you want to arrest, if you want to charge to court, please go ahead and do whatever will rock your boat. Men, I know that it will be difficult for you somehow, some way, but if it gets to that point and you tell yourself that you can do this, whether the woman, when she withdraws consent, if she withdraws consent, you tell her to carry herself and be going, it's something you can do. So please, you can do it, then do it. Do this thing where you hold yourself, you allow the self-control, you allow it to take effect. Okay? And then you do not go ahead to force this woman who has told you, okay, she doesn't want to do this, even at that point that she has taken you to. I feel like it would be in your best interest to let her go, or to let her be. So please, let's get this right. I don't subscribe to tempting people and now blaming them for the actions that they did courtesy you, the things they did courtesy you. That's why I said we're going to have this conversation today, because I want this to be two-sided, where the message is passed that, look, you would have to stop this thing that you do. If it is something you do as a woman, you would have to stop it. Why we're not going to do this whole blame game, because I'm not an advocate for that whole blame game where a victim is. The truth is, if somebody is raped now, and I would not ask what happened though, I'm just going to blame the rapist, please. I'm sorry, but that's the thing. The part of me that is I mean, the me that is a woman, the human that I am, would say, please, that person who has forced himself on somebody, on a woman, should be prosecuted. I'm sorry, but that's it. But now, in hindsight, I'm also saying that, please, women, be guided. Know what you are doing. You would have to know what you are doing. It's totally unfair for you to carry yourself to go and present as burnt offering. And then when somebody wants to react, because that's a man right there who has blood flowing through his veins. Like, you would, some men would have hard-ons, literally looking at a woman they don't know from anywhere. And then talk more of when you, probably they are familiar with, you come to them, you let them touch you, you start kissing and smooching, and then somehow you say no. I don't know, but I feel like it's an unfair thing to do. So really, if it's something you do, make sure the earlier you stop it, the better for you. The earlier you stop it. I'm just saying that, please, let's stop it. all the unfair things that we do, let it end this year. In fact, this November, don't carry it into December, and don't carry it into 2025. Have you people started doing that thing where you now say, all the bad character, please? We'll have to list, bad characters that we want to end this 2024. So let it end this 2024, please. It's not fair. It's not nice. Let me read one more message before we go. This one says, lovely greetings, Amaka. Your question tonight is thought-provoking. Come on, why would that even happen in the first place? Well, my personality is the type that values courtesy and expects whatever. So if I'm having sex with a partner who withdraws penetration consent mid-action for a good reason, I'll try to cajole her. But if that doesn't work, perhaps I'll just come and go via foreplay, though she'll have to excuse me thereupon. I'm Michael from Iwofe. Okay, thank you for texting, Michael. And let's see. Good thing I was able to notice and then to take that one. All right, so our beautiful people, let's do the things that we do. Meanwhile, I've been told to announce to you that there is a meet and greet event coming up. And I said, let me tell you people so that you guys will get ready. So what's his name again? That Reliable Reliance. Your sports analyst. I'm sure a lot of you know him. Okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and say what he said I should say to you. And he actually forced me, but I'm just going to be a nice person and then say what he said. So needing just a point, the Super Eagles of Nigeria will almost be certain to qualify for the Morocco 2025 Africa Cup of Nations, that's AFCON, by the time they play Benin Republic on Thursday, November 14. Hence, the last group game against Rwanda on Monday, 18th November at the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium, Uyo, will be a mere formality. To this effect, Today 95.1 FM Port Harcourt is organizing a watch party tagged Morocco-bound Eagles for fans and football followers on Monday, 18th November 2024 to celebrate Super Eagles AFCON qualification. There will be games and lots of prizes, including cash prizes to be won. So, if you have been following the AFCON qualifiers, even with what happened in Libya, where the Super Eagles got stranded, they were locked in the airport and all those drama, everything that basically happened, yeah? And that's, I think, what's it called now? CAF, was it CAF? That granted them 3 points or something, following that whole story. So, yes, they have another match. They'll be playing Benin Republic today. It's the 14th of November, so they'll be playing Benin Republic today, and they just need 1 point. So 1 point should come, I don't know, with 1 goal. Football people, right? 1 point. Is it 1 point, 1 goal, Abby, or something? I don't know. But they need 1 point. So hopefully they will get the 1 point. My own is let this not even go forehand, because if they forehand there, hey, wahala gonna day. If Wahala didn't day, Wahala gonna day. But I trust them. They're not going to forehands. They will not try me. We are going to have Osimhen. I hope we have Osimhen. I hope we have Lukman. We have Osimhen. We have Lukman. We have Trust Ekong. So I mean, they should do their best and make sure that they make us proud. So they'll play the match today with Benin Republic, and then another match will be on Monday the 18th of November, and this one will be against Rwanda. The one today will be against Benin Republic, but the one on Monday will be against Rwanda, and the Rwandans are coming to Nigeria. They will play that one at the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium, Uyo. So we're going to have a watch party. Today FM is having a watch party, and this watch party will be held at the venue for this watch party is the Flash Lounge. Yeah, Flash Lounge Alakaya. It is in between. Let's see. There's a road from Alakaya Junction to Car Wash. Yeah, it's called Flash Lounge. The time is 4 p.m. No African man time, oh, because please, we are radio people. You know that we do things time on time. So, no, we're not doing African time. We're not doing this whole thing where okay, the event is for 4 p.m. They will start by 6. Like, yeah, by 6. In fact, we are almost closing. Okay, so if you tell yourself you want to come by 6, honey, you will not meet the actual action. Everything would have finished. So please, we're not doing African time. 4 p.m. is 4 p.m. You come, let's meet and greet. So all the people you love listening to on this dial, they'll be there. That's the plan. The plan is that all the people you love listening to will be there at that time. It's happening on Monday. Okay, so all you have to do is come one, come all. Come and have fun. Come watch football. Come and interact with your favorite presenters from Today 95.1 FM. Your favorite sports analysts, all the sports people you love listening to, all the presenters you love listening to. Come and see them. Come and network. Come and take pictures. Come and greet. Come, for those of you who want to hug me. I might be giving like a few hugs. I think hugs should be part of the giveaways. Yeah, so my personal giveaways, maybe, just maybe, I might let you like hug me. Like, it depends, but you have to come bearing gifts though. Yeah, so you make sure you come bearing gifts. So if you want to hug me, you'd have to you need to Roger, you need to do matching ground. So you need to do like matching ground, Roger and all that. Yeah, because why not? Okay, I'm joking. I'm joking. But anyway, let's come and have fun. Let's go and meet and greet, and just be happy. Enjoy the football match, whether they win or that day will just be, I will basically focus more on ourselves. I will focus on the Super Eagles. But anyway, if they win, it will be even much more better. We'll just be in high spirits, and we'll just enjoy everything that will be done that day. So the date is Monday, the 18th of November. That's next week, Monday. I'm talking next week, Monday. Yeah? 4 p.m. The venue is Flash Lounge. The venue is Flash Lounge Alakaya. So if you're coming from Ozoba, let's see, Flash Lounge is by Car Wash. Yeah, so if Car Wash is along the way to Choba, like Ruma Logo. Yeah, that's where Car Wash is. So for those of you who are not familiar with the area, now if you're coming from East West Road, you can just stop at Alakaya Junction, and then you take a vehicle. If you want to drive, if you're driving from Alakaya Junction straight, it's a straight road. You will see the Flash Lounge. I think if you're going from Alakaya Junction, that is if you connect via East West Road, Alakaya Junction, Flash Lounge would be on your left. Yeah, it will be on your left. So you just head straight down like you're headed to Car Wash. Yeah, so it's just before Car Wash. So yeah, let's come and have fun. Let's meet. Let's talk. Let's enjoy ourselves. Yeah, so our messages are still coming, guys. Hey, okay. This one says, hi, I'm Sarkozy from Fimi. I have actually had myself in that situation before. In my case, I have already had like 5 thrusts, but it wasn't difficult to stop because she says so, and it was the first time I have had her in my closet. Ooh, okay. So he said he stopped after 5 thrusts. Really? Oh, wow. You're noble, man. Well done. All right, beautiful people, that's our show. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for calling. Thank you for texting. You know already that I love you, and I'm so excited for this watch party. I'm excited for the meet and greet. So it'll be fun. It will be beautiful to get to see some of you. Those of you who would make it to the venue for the watch party. Yeah, so as long as we have life, God's willing, make it, go and mark your calendar. So November 18th, Monday, 4 p.m, Flash Lounge, okay? Let's meet, let's greet, let's talk, let's hug, let's network, let's have fun, let's just be happy. All right, beautiful people. Thank you so much for calling. Thank you for texting. Love it how it continues tonight. Hopefully, last episode for the week. Yeah. So you and I are going to, do what we normally do on this dial. I'm Amaka, the Amaka of Port Harcourt. I'm a lot of things, actually. The host with the most, your favorite baby girl. From me to you, it's a good night and good morning. Enjoy the rest of your day and make sure that you stay safe as much as it depends on you. Ensure that you stay safe. All right? Bye-bye, beautiful people.
Empire.
Any money we cocodoodle, night in a kung fu. Shawty no they confuse me, baby no they confuse me. You go tell me say you no want, small time you go come my front. Shawty no they confuse me, I'm not no they confuse me. Wala jaburata, push me for yakata, but girl I'm laughing I can't photo, I'm laughing I can't photo. Yeah, wala jaburata, push me for yakata, girl I'm feeling your action so, I'm feeling your action so. Hey, Shawty say no room, no room for love, no room, Shawty they don't break out a million ways. Oh, Shawty say no, man, no, man, no, I'm Shawty they don't break out a million ways. But I'm not gonna me, I value you, I value you, it's your attitude, they make me one day sorry. God damn it, you fine. But today, me, I draw the line. I today hurt myself, oh. All in the name of love, oh. I don't deserve this one, oh my darling. Wala jaburata, push me for yakata. But girl, I'm laughing, I can't photo. I'm laughing, I can't photo. Yo, wala jaburata, push me for yakata. Girl, I'm feeling your action so, I'm feeling your action so. Hey, Shawty say no room for love, no room, Shawty they don't break out a million ways. Oh, Shawty say no, I'm Shawty they don't break out a million ways. Why you tell me no? Malicha tell me no bad yo. People take mine no. People take mine no bad yo. Malicha tell me no. Malicha tell me no bad yo. No bad yo. Wala jaburata, push me for yakata. But girl I'm laughing I can't photo. I'm laughing I can't photo.
Ade, do they have 10 heads? What is that? Not one head. If I talk now, you say I'm putting you under pressure. What pressure is that? How is this pressure? You not being able to afford the normal things that a baby girl needs. Is that pressure?
Baby girl needs
you
love.
Which love are you talking about? Love that cannot afford one simple, one bag for a baby girl like me. Please, I beg.
Is that what you're going to tell me now? Baby, now the way that you talk and the things that you say, where they make I feel alright. And I got your vibe anytime that I look in your face. Tell me why you look so fine. Baby girl, I see you. Wanna ride you like a bicycle. Now you they blow my mind from a mile or two. And I don't go lie, you light up my day. And when she tell me my love is you love, baby. She know when the Gucci bag or the Fendi. Yeah, she give me butterflies in my belly. Ooh, Lord. And when she tell me my love is you love, baby. If my whole journey, baby, she go save me. Yeah, Yeah, she give me butterflies in my belly. Ooh, love, oh, your love is crazy, girl, your love is crazy. You amaze me, girl, you amaze me. All the girls them only really want to play me. But when me there with you, I realize love don't cost nothing. Your love is crazy. You amaze me, girl, you amaze me. All the girls them only really want to play me. But when me there with you, I realize love don't cost nothing.
Best indeed, you're the best indeed. When I see you, I feel blessed indeed. Only you bring out the best in me. Loving you, it be my destiny. Oh no, I don't know if you love me like I do. Now you didn't light my fire too.
I want you to call me my love, is you love, baby. She don't want the Gucci bag or the Fendi. Yeah, she give me butterflies in my belly. Oh Lord, I want you to tell me my love, is you love, baby. If I was Johnny, baby, she gon' save me. Yeah, she give me butterflies in my belly. Oh Lord, your love is crazy, girl, your love is crazy. You amaze me, girl, you amaze me. All the girls them only really want to play me. But when me there with you, I realize love don't cost nothing. Your love is crazy. You amaze me, girl, you amaze me. All the girls them only really want to play me. But when me there with you, I realize love don't cost nothing. Yeah, my baby, love don't cost no dime. Love don't cost no dime.
Love in the boy, baby make you kiss the boy, baby make you love in the boy, baby you for kissing the boy. I'm sorry to your elected you. I'm sorry, I surrender to your elected you. I'm sorry to your elected you. I'm sorry, I surrender. I don't say I know strong like Mike Tyson. I know say I know get to the voice like Michael Jackson. I know say I know sweet like Zara Larson. I know say I know get to money like Michelle Branson. But waiting I get it pass the money where you want. If you give me a chance, I'll give you everything I got. I pray to God that this loving is enough. Baby, I just want to let you know. I'm sorry. To your electric you, I surrender to your electric you. I'm sorry, to your electric you. I surrender to your electric you.
I'm sorry, like saying I fell on you. I don't care about your money. You surrender to my electric you. Do they care more? Just call me your honey. No forget, baby. Set reminder. I open my heart, baby. Come make you enter. Carry your matter for head, your defender. For you, baby. For you, mama. You know Mr. Jackson, you know me better. I'm loving your melody, Lord, instrumental. Anything you have is enough for you, baby. I saw it.
I surrender to your electric you. I surrender to your electric you. I surrender to your electric you. Love in the boy, baby make you kiss the boy. Baby make you love in the boy, baby you for kiss the boy. Baby make you love in the boy, baby make you kiss the boy. Baby make you love with the boy, baby make you kiss the boy.
Time stands still when I'm with you. I feel love when I'm with you, and the feeling is true. I find peace when I'm with you. I'm at peace when I'm with you, and it's only with you. Girl, for this moment, so long I've waited. God made me patient, and you are worth it. I'm addicted and I love it. And I'll be honest,
I'm not the strongest, but I'll fight for you. There'll never be a moment in time that I won't think about you, 'cause I'm incomplete without you. I waited so long to find you. I might lose sleep tonight, 'cause finally my dream has come true. I was created for you, you are my angel. I'll move mountains for you. All my love is for you. Say the word and I'll do. I can't imagine my life without you. Everything I've been through, I wanna build my world around you. Ooh, girl, for this moment, so long I've waited. God made me patient, and you are worth it. I'm addicted and I love it. And I'll be honest, I'm not the strongest, but I'll fight for you. There'll never be a moment in time that I won't think about you, 'cause I'm incomplete without you. I waited so long, I might lose sleep tonight, 'cause finally my dream has come true. I was created for you, you were mine. There'll never be a moment in time that I won't think about you, 'cause I'm incomplete without you. I waited so long, I might lose sleep tonight, 'cause finally my dream has come true. I was created for you, you are my angel.
Radio has never been this good. Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt, voice of the people. Port Harcourt, are you ready? Today, 95.1 FM, the voice of the people.